Is this thing on? You hear me? It's working? I have to check every week. Hey, it was a good turnout tonight. 23,000 or so. Hey, thanks for that, Craig. I appreciate that. Oh, what a nice car. I gotta put I know it's gonna get pinned, but I'm gonna there. So nice. Very sincere thanks, AJ, Jen, Gina, Victoria, and the rest of the crew for an amazing channel. Look forward to Thursday nights every week. This small donation does begin to cover the value bring. That's very nice, Craig. I also look forward to Thursday nights after it's all over. Thursdays are hard, man. Thursdays are hard. Um, couple of couple couple of jerks in the chat of the premiere. Did we see those? Yeah, that's gonna happen. And when you've got 23,000 in there, gonna be some jerks. And look, I'm getting concern trolled again about that my eyes look tired, so it's possible I have digital eye disease or something, and um I should wear amber glasses. He knows that I wear them, and I should I should not look at a monitor for a week, because screens are monitors for a week, and then I can train my eyes so I don't have to hold things so far away to see them. So, and this was in the chat before the premiere, and he went on for a while. He had all kinds of information, firsthand experience. I'm just looking at the chat. Wait, hold on. Anyone see the picture behind AJ move at 12:44? I didn't see that. What did it do? That's C-130. Is that a are you Air Force or Navy? See, is that a play on aircraft? Anyway, did it move? I didn't see anything move. American News. So, how exactly did you afford to hire Morgan Freeman? He owed Hecklefish a favor, and it was time to call it in. There's Esmeralda. Thanks, Esmeralda. I'm glad you guys liked the episode. I was nervous about it because it was pretty heavy, pretty deep. I had to rewrite a few sections of it because I like would write a chunk explaining holographic principle or the absolute and infinity, and like the brainwave stuff. I would write a couple of paragraphs and read it and go, nope, no one's gonna understand. I barely understand it, and I wrote it. So redo it. And I hope it wasn't too repetitive, but there were a couple of points I made 3 different times. Like I really have to make sure that they understand this, that it's like the paper. I would say go read the paper if you're super interested in this. Otherwise, don't. It's crazy. The paper's crazy. But it didn't have to be so nuts. He was very thorough, the colonel. But the paper is really hard to get through. It's really chunky. But I don't know. People were asking, they were waiting for the debunk segment. This really wasn't that kind of video, because this wasn't an urban legend or a mystery. This, the binaural beats and the hemisync, that's a real thing. Now, whether you go to different dimensions or time travel, that's really up to you. Some people say they do, and some people say they don't, and some people say every time I do that, it gives me a migraine. Everyone's going to be different. Now, I would think that if someone was able to use hemisync to travel in time, especially like the future, that would be useful skill. I'd like to pop into the future, play the ponies a little bit, maybe put something down on the Super Bowl. We can get out of this gig. Kayla, love the episode. I'm glad. Without Master, what an awesome episode. Nice glasses. Yeah, I have to wear the really orange ones because of the otherwise I could hardly see you guys. But these look at the refraction. This is trippy. This is a whole if you're Wi-Fi's all night, this is you're tripping all night, man. Jeremy, it's called working too much. Make the fish work a hair more. I agree. You know, I agree. We got to get him to hold his weight.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big no from me.
Mm-hmm. Christian Witt loves the esoteric stuff. I don't know why it always has to go into sex stuff, but it's interesting as hell. Did I go into some sex stuff tonight? If I did, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to, Christian. That's a very Freudian interpretation of the episode. Yeah, so there really wasn't anything to debunk, and I wanted to do one of these. You know, like simulation theory is one of my favorite episodes, and I couldn't believe how long ago that was, because it's just been a lot of aliens and UFOs for months, and I just needed a break from aliens and UFOs. So wanted to do something kind of I don't know, existential. And I think we'll do a full video on holographic principle, but I can't do that right away. We now we need a palate cleanser, right? We need a Bigfoot, we need a Mothman, we need something easily digestible. Skinwalker Ranch. There's Trey. He's in the chat. I'm doing well, Trey. Thanks for popping in. Big Marcus likes the channel. We appreciate that. So with the starred super chats and those questions, sorry, that's not professional at all. I just read those as I see them, you know, like Anchorman. But I'm learning that in the regular chat, it's best to have my eyes screen 3 or 4 words ahead. You don't just want to pop those up there. All right, here's Chris Continuum. That's the right name. Awesome episode. No BS. I've learned this on my own through meditation. Sure. It was great to hear my own theories. You should definitely read A Holographic Universe by Michael Talbot. I think that's on my Kindle, Chris. So yeah, in the paper, in the report by Colonel McDonald, he talks about how this state can be achieved through meditation and through a couple of other different means that I'm sure you're aware of. But the Hemisync method, at least in his research, accelerated the process. And it wasn't like he popped into the Monroe Institute for an afternoon and did the binaural beats and then left. He was taking courses there for a long time, and Army intelligence was tracking the Monroe programs for years, for at least 5 years. And it got to the point where his commanding officer said, "I need you to write up something on this because people are saying crazy stuff." So I would guess that the colonel was, I don't know, the science guy, in Army intelligence. It took a lot of work to track him down, but I don't know why I was pleased, but I was happy that he was still alive. I'd like to talk to him. Jody the Barber's here. This was a great episode. Thanks. Justin Humphrey's first time you made a live. Awesome. This is what it is. You know, sometimes there are other people.
Hey y'all.
Yay, Justin.
But otherwise, this is what it is. Jim, was that your favorite episode?
I'm gonna have to watch it at least one more time.
Right.
It was deep.
You're not going to like it because you don't like the idea that everything's fake, right?
No. But I also believe that everyone is energy. So it's interesting to think that it's possible that you and I believe the same thing. We're just calling it different things.
That's fair. So according to this report, the smaller you go, smaller, everything becomes energy, no matter what it is. So you can believe you can believe a few different theories. You can believe the holographic principle, and I didn't go into it that much, but
sorry, somebody just called me carny hands. They're just commenting on my hands.
Well, there they go. There goes Carney hands. So the holographic principle is even more difficult to grasp because that talks about how everything is actually two-dimensional, and then we perceive it as three-dimensional. And I only touched on it in this episode, but because it was too hard to get across. But the absolute, here's how it works. The absolute creates this hologram, but doesn't know it's doing it. But it's the only way it can perceive itself is by creating this hologram, which it doesn't know it's doing. Kind of like a dream. Like when you're in a dream, you don't really know you're dreaming, right? Because your brain just lets you accept it. That's where the hologram is. The hologram doesn't know it's doing this, but it does it so it can know that it's self-conscious, so that it exists. And I wish the paper would have got into, well, who kicked it off? You know, who told the absolute to make stuff? You know, no one can ever answer that. That's the big question, right? God, you know, I don't know. Let's go. Yeah, it doesn't take long for the chat to devolve, huh? And it just gets wacky. You're lucky, man. Your wife is gorgeous. Yep. She hears you. I think she is. All right, let's see what's pinned. Let's see what's pinned. Oh, hang on. We got some private chat. Oh, Victoria off Discord turn. Sorry, caps. All right. So remember that. She got a thumbs up. Here is Georgia Fox Lover. Always good to see you. $10 Canadian. The mind-altering drugs can't hurt, though, right? Love this episode. Very interesting and something we can all try. P.S. Love that TARDIS. Vicky H. Thanks, Vicky. Yeah, and that's mentioned in the report as well, though not that extensively, that drugs will also help the trip. But you know, I don't know if it's the same thing, and I don't know if chemicals kind of muddy the water a little bit. You know, I don't want to get too much into it if there's kids watching, but different chemicals do different things, and some of them are just it's just kind of muddy. But Hecklefish was, you know, he was looking to try. What did he say? It made me laugh. The right brain is always down to party. That made me laugh when he said that. There's Jason Brew for $20. Hey, AJ and Hecklefish love the show. My son Eli. Hey, Eli, just had his 9th birthday. Would be awesome to get a shout out. There you go, Eli. Happy 9th. Also, thanks for the call out for misspelling Matifi a few weeks back. Kiddos, love that one. Love that I was wrong. There's Eli. 9th birthday. They're waving and cheering down there. And if you don't know, I could see them. I could see the boxes, their faces. You know, sometimes they flag me down. So that's where the producers live. Jim T, $10, a little something for all the hard work for your team. You always have the takeaway at the end. This one was too much for my brain, but interesting to think about. Not just you, Jim. It wasn't like I devoured that paper and I was like, oh yeah, we'll just riff on this. I had to read chunks of it over and over and over again. Especially because the Colonel was not down with a lot of punctuation. It was just words. So I think a brain buster's fun to do once in a while. I tried to keep the episode as light as I could, but this is an interesting topic. There is Curtis Hutchinus, $10. This is by far one dangerous episode. Speaking about the hypnosis and shutting down the left side of the brain can show how people can be controlled. Well, that's exactly right. And that was also in the paper, Curtis, that this technique could be used for mind control because people are so impressionable that if you could just circumvent the left brain altogether, you can get people to do anything, because the left brain's like your bouncer, right? Information doesn't go straight to the right brain. The left brain says, all right, what, like with the chats, the left brain reads the chats for me so I don't say anything stupid. When I go to the other ones, my right brain is just going for it. So yeah, he was talking about they could be used for mind control, making people very impressionable. But, we know the CIA enjoys a little mind control now and then. There's Paul for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Human. I want you to know I said human. Thank you for all the dough tipping, as I'm sure you will find. Always is a good time. Ooh, it's fun to tip the FISH. It's fun to tip the FISH.
Whose computer's moaning? Is that Victoria?
Oh, it's a dog. I thought it was you, AJ.
No, I heard and I'm looking at Gino to make sure he's not doing anything weird.
No, it's the dog wanting attention.
He sure did. Those are some grunts.
That was funny.
There you go. You just grunt to Victoria and you get a little bit stroked. Paul asked, do you think that the page 25 released is real or fake? I'm skeptical since it was released separately. Well, Paul, it was released by the Monroe Institute, who had the entire report. So we assume it's real, but here's my problem. I don't know why the Monroe Institute has a confidential Army intelligence report. And I didn't want to get into it on the video because I just wanted to move it along. But it was something that kind of struck me. Like Monroe says, oh, we've had it in our archives. So the colonel writes a report for Army intelligence and then sends it to the Monroe Institute. And they, at the same time or before, they don't have clearance for that. So I don't like that. Now, I compared the documents. They're the same. There's no difference. Page 25 on the CIA website in the reading room, there is no page 25, obviously. Every other page is identical. Page 25, it works in the context, and it makes sense as much as it can in the context. And look, it wasn't too deep. It wasn't too earth-shattering. I hit it hard in the video because I wanted to just hit that fact that the CIA was missing the page. It wasn't that earth-shattering, but it did, make some comments about how all religions could be the same. He didn't really say united. What the colonel said was in every religion he researched, and he named a bunch of them in the paper from all over the world, not just Western. He talked about Chinese religions, ancient Hindu, all kinds of stuff. He said, when you go back far enough, past the priests and the popes and, the politics, and you get back into the mysticism of the religions. That's why I talked about ancient Hebrew and all that stuff. When you get back to when religions were just mysticism, how they're all born, they all seem to intuitively know about the hologram and the absolute. Now, in the paper, the colonel draws a diagram of what the universe looks like. I didn't include it because it was too much. But it's a torus. If you're into geometry, that's a big donut. If you're into cars, it's an old Ford. But it's a torus, and this torus rotates around the center, and everything just flows there. And in that torus, which is this absolute, or the absolute is under. It's a lot. There is no time. But it was too hard to explain. I'm struggling right now. But he describes it as a shape. So he goes back into these ancient religions and sees that they're also describing it in the same way. And then now in modern times, outside of religion, in like holographic principle and some other areas of theoretical physics, we have the cosmic egg, which you may have heard of. The cosmic egg is the shape of the universe that looks an awful lot like this torus in the absolute. That looks an awful lot like the shapes that were described by mystics, in the mountains of Tibet 5, 6, 10,000 years ago. Just it's a lot. It's a lot. It's very deep. I hope people enjoy this one. I hope maybe they have to watch it a couple of times. Maybe we'll get extra views on it because you got to go back and rewatch, right? But I hope it makes them think a little bit. I'm here to be an entertainer. I talk to a fish, but once in a while, I like episodes that when people say, that really got me thinking, that opened my eyes. That's a great compliment. And if I can elicit some kind of emotion from people, it's also a great compliment. Thanks for that generous tip, Paul. As always, Paul showing up with the wallet open. But Paul's tips will go down throughout the night. Just we know his routine. They'll go down throughout the night, and then we'll shame him a little bit later on, like as we get nearer to Applebee's time, and then he'll bump it up to close out the evening. I know his routine, and it's a great routine. Here's Rune Lady who refuses to change her avatar.
Look at his profile picture. I love it.
No, I do not love it. Here's some money and a scary avatar. Keep up the great work. Love the community. And look, if you're not on Discord, you should be. Do we have the link in the comments? Let me see if I can do that. Go jump on the Discord and hang out with everybody. It's free. It's free to do that. Thanks, Rune Lady. Please change that avatar by next week. Thank you. DJ's here for $100.
I'm a fish, I'm a lover, I'm a freak. In the covers, I'm a swimmer, I'm a saint. I do not feel ashamed.
DJ says, because I cannot not super chat. Hey, just, it's an addiction, DJ. What are you going to do? I appreciate the addiction, though. There's Danielle Bonner. I do that to you every week, Daniel? I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I can't help it. That's what I see Boner. When I see Boner, I have to comment on it. If we share a mass consciousness, I wonder why we get people with really dark energy in their consciousness, i.e. Hitler, etc. That's the kind of thing I wonder most about, the origin of good and evil. And I think that's a great comment. And people were mentioning that a little bit in the chat, like, oh, this can't be real because why would there be evil? But with this theory, like with a lot of these theories about that we all come from energy with one source. Some people talk about the souls or reincarnation. It always comes back to the souls or whoever we are come from the one source, right? And then we do our thing here. And some religions say we do it over and over and over till we get it right. And then we go back to the source. And some religions say we come down, we do a thing, and then we go back. And the Colonel wasn't so specific with his, but he did mention that our energy, our individual energy can come back here a few times. He says we retain that individuality when we go back, like we know who we are, but we lose it when we come here and then we remember again, which is that's a common thing, reincarnation, right? But if the purpose of all of this is to learn and grow and share experiences and take that knowledge and bring it back to the source to make it better, you need to have the evil, right? You can't have the good without the evil. So, it's part of the learning. It's like when people say, oh, there can't be a God because why would people be born with deformities or get into car accidents or illnesses or things? It's not really about good. It's not really about, oh, good things happen. It's about experiences happen. Some people have misfortune, but if you believe certain interpretations of this theory, those people who have a difficult time here are actually the more advanced souls in the in-between. Those of us down here that have easy lives, like myself, we're the immature souls, because we want to come down here and we want to do live streams and get super chats and drink coffee. That's all we want to do. But some people come back and they say, I've had easy lives for hundreds of years. I want to come back, and in the slums of India and be born without legs. And that happens to people, or lose my parents very early, get into an abusive foster family. If you believe that interpretation, and part of me does, part of me is just interested in it, but part of me does. If you believe that interpretation, those decisions are made in advance. Those are conscious decisions. So someone like Hitler, and I've read books about souls and the in-between that mention him, because how can you not? Some talk about him being making those decisions in advance to be so horrible in order to help a lot of other people have experiences, because he affected a lot of people in negative ways. So if his negativity moves the soul forward, he got a lot of souls forward. I've read another interpretation that said he's a rogue soul, like a Lucifer. He'd like fallen from grace. I don't know if I believe that one as much, but it's an interesting interpretation. Like he's a piece of energy that kind of flaked off. I don't know if I believe that one. And that wouldn't work with the theory we talked about tonight, where it's all the same stuff. There can't be a rogue energy. It's because it's all the same energy. We're all one. Nick TD for $10. Excellent video. Don't give up on your training. It's not that hard. Just be careful where you go. Yeah, I've been listening to the tapes, but you have to be in a certain state. You have to be, at least according to the tapes that I have. I just have the Hemisync Gateway Experience tapes from the 70s and 80s. I grabbed the ones that the Army used. There's a bunch of different ones on the site now. And you have, according to these tapes, you have to be in an almost sleepy state, so you're impressionable. So you're open to suggestion, right? Your left brain is starting to wind down. But I keep falling asleep, because it's, I listen to binaural beats a lot when I'm working or something. Like if I really need to block things out, I listen to binaural beats with white noise. And I put the tapes on it. It's the same exact thing. So yeah, I'm relaxed, but next thing I know, it's 3 a.m. The tape's over, and I didn't go anywhere. I gotta use the bathroom and get back. No dimension. It's disappointing. I just wonder if I'm not open enough to it, because I can't be hypnotized, and it's because my left brain is too aggressive. Because people with anxiety or just that kind of overactive type A energy, they're left brain people. Even if you're creative, even if you're, if you're like a painter or a musician, but you have anxiety, you're still left brained, and artists who are left brained with that anxiety, they're really tortured, and I have been tortured by my brain plenty of times in my life. It's, it's very tortured because the two hemispheres are at odds, where you meet plenty of people that in 2 minutes, this is a left brain guy. Like, you've been an accountant 32 years. Okay. Wife, kids, it's on a bowling team and that's it. He does that thing and then he dies. And that's the left brain. And because he's not at odds with his right brain, he's fine. There's no conflict. And then you meet those people that are pure right brain. They're just like, hey man, no, I don't worry about anything, man. I paint and then I busk, I busk in the subways and I'm cool, man. I don't need money. That guy is also fine. His left brain is gone. His left brain doesn't want to get a job. He wants to go on a subway and play his guitar. So there's no conflict there. But a lot of us, like you, I would guess, have the conflict that the left and right are always at odds with one another. Certainly with me. And Hemisync could be a good way to alleviate that. And there's plenty of research and plenty of psychologists that are on board with it. Not that you go to different dimensions or you time travel, not that, but that just listening to certain frequencies to settle your brain energy can alleviate stress and anxiety because you're just relaxed. Of course it can. So Nick, I haven't gone anywhere. I've just been kind of relaxed, but I don't know if it'll work with me. You have to be really, really open to it. The tapes start out with, okay, imagine a box. And I'm like, okay, box, go. Now imagine all your insecurities and fears are in the box. I'm like, yep, I got it. What else? What else goes in the box? So that's my left brain won't let me. My left brain's like, let's go. I want to go to the dimension. I don't want to play in the box. I got it. But that means I don't got it. So it's going to take a little work. But I'll let you know. I'll hit you up in the other dimension. There's Linda Thompson, $9.99. I have missing Page 25. Compare it to the one that the Monroe Institute released. If it's different, I'd like to read it. I'm guessing it's not, but if it's different, I'd like to check it out. Paul is back for 505. I don't know the numbers. Is he into numerology? 505. That was a big Roland drum machine in the 80s, right? Wasn't it? LL Cool J. Gino doesn't remember the 505, right? 505 to 606.
Nothing like the 808s.
The 808s were big. 808s were big. There he goes. Who does your narration? Friends, family, Fiverr. Hey, I've tried Fiverr with narration, and you get what you pay for. No, I do the narration. I do all the narration. How do I get the different voices? Well, I don't know. Bequiqua, Bechiqua, Bisiqua, Becca, Betch. Got a little Bono going on tonight. Oh, the glasses. I didn't know what you meant. I thought it was you had a condition or something, but no, you mean the glasses. Yeah, I if they're annoying, I could take them off, but I can't. I can't read like this. We could just do the live stream like this. I mean, I can't get any worse. Esmeralda really loves the work in Hecklefish. Thanks, Ez. That's nice of you to say. I think I saw you in the chat tonight. There's Phase Beast. Phase Beast? Phase Beast, $2. A new 2-channel and got a Hecklefish mug. Much love. A mug like this? Is that what you're talking about? Look at that. That's a Hecklefish for President mug. And people were asking in the chat, is there a Hecklefish for President mug? Of course there is. So, and look, they're not expensive. You go to shop.thewildfiles.com right now. Grab yourself a mug. I don't have them all over here. There's the cartoon mug. That one's pretty fun. The Hecklefish for President, that is the one that sells. That one sells a lot. The biggest selling one is Lizard People. That one people like. But maybe a little later we'll call up the merch site. I don't want to do it too early in the stream because it's not that early. We've been here a half hour. Right?
Well, now would be a good time to plug that merch.
Okay. Maybe he wants to plug the merch. But look, but rather than just we'll play it. We'll play a little bit. Should I do some YouTube channel reviews? And here she doesn't like that. I'm just going to find the mug for you. That's all. They're not going to spend too much time on this. I watch YouTube channels. There's specifically one which I won't mention that plugs so hard, and man, I skip it. I hit the skip button, but I hit it aggressively. Like I poke it, like I stab it. Like, I know, dude, you got the thing. Yeah, so there's the mugs. This Lizard People, that's the big one. And if you buy something on the store, you got to do me a favor. Grab it. Oh my God, are you kidding me? I mean, come on, right? If you buy something on the store, do me a favor and send me a picture. We'll put you on the website if you want, but otherwise, I mean, it's just look, Fear the Crab Cat. He's rocking it. Look at the attitude, swagger. A couple of good ones came in this week. There's a Crab Cat tinfoil mug. That's a good one. There, a little birthday Lizard People for Samantha. Amazing, right? Yep. Everyone's got a favorite angle. Look, gangsta, Lizard People, the Hecklefish shirt, and then she's got like the model stare. She's gonna be dangerous. All right. We'll resume the merch exploration a little later in the program. But thanks, Phase Beast. I appreciate that. Dun dun. 220 Canadian. Life is but a dream. Reality closes the seam. I don't know if you just made that up or that's, I don't know if that's song lyrics. But that's nice. It sounds like a Dave Matthews quote. But thanks, Dun Dun. I appreciate the 220. There's Jerry Peppinger. Peppinger. Thanks for the 199. XX Tacy 1776. I've got to ask, how do you know Z Frank? Or is that an AI generated Morgan Freeman? P.S. Nice haircut. And we need the side mullet shirt. Sideways mullet. I don't know. You know, it's a funny phrase to me. And a, a problem that I have is when writing jokes for the show, I have no feedback. You know, I can ask Jen if this is funny, and she'll usually say yes. Gino will, you know, if he's available and not doing his thing, he'll tell me the truth. Um, the awesome people in Discord will just say it's funny, but I don't really know until it airs and I see like the real reaction from lots of folks. And that's why I enjoy watching reaction videos to the Y-Files. Someone asked me if I'm annoyed that they just play my video and talk about it. No, I don't care if they hate it. It doesn't matter. I want to see if the jokes are landing. So it's, you know, it's hard to write stuff and say, you know, is this funny? You know, when I was doing stand-up back in the day, in my younger days, I would walk around, you know, writing stuff down or thinking of stuff, and I would just grab Gino wherever I could. Is this funny? He's like, all right, what do you got? And I just do a bit, you know, about pickles or a dirty comb or whatever's on my stupid head. And they just, you know, or say, yeah, there's something there. So I don't think I know Z Frank, unless it sounds like a French accent. Honey to the Bee, $10 Canadian. Hello to AJ and Hecklefish from White Horse, Yukon. Sounds cold there. Hi, White Horse, Yukon. And look, if you're new to the live stream, welcome. I'm glad you're here. This is what it is. It's, you know, we might give some stuff away later. I don't know. They'll remind me, but otherwise, this is what it is. You know, I didn't say it was professional. It's just, you know, we're here. Mike Willis, $20. Hi, AJ Hecklefish. Jen, Victoria, and Gino. Calling out everybody. Still don't have a good comment, so have some money. That's fair.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't think of anything to say, drop a couple of shekels in the till.
Right.
There they go. That's the crew. Jen, unusually pithy this evening, no? She's normally more verbose and loquacious.
Well, I knew you were going to dump me off soon, so I didn't start a word.
No, I mean, on the Discord for the Patreons, by the way, if you join Patreon, you could support your favorite YouTube channel. For as little as $3 a month on Patreon, we have a Patreon-only chat before the premiere on Thursday night where we just hang out. There's only a few of us in there. You could talk about whatever you want, ask whatever questions you want. There's so few people asking questions that we actually end up going, so anyone got anything else, or just gonna, what I'm saying is it's intimate. But on the live chat this evening, Jen had a little case of logorrhea, I noticed.
Do you want to explain to people what that is?
I don't need to explain what logorrhea is. If they watch tonight's episode and they got it, they know what logorrhea is.
Okay.
There she goes to look up the word logorrhea. And just joking, of course. Genesuisse. We talked about this name, didn't we? That we got to work on it. Genesuisse Studios, 1999. Jesse and Ori here. Hi, Jesse. Big love to you and Hecklefish on this. My favorite video yet. Wow. I have some personal experience with this training with a medicine man using binaural beats and breathing techniques. This stuff is real. I'd like to know if you traveled anywhere for another 1999. You could tell me, but I would like to know if it worked. I know there's something to it, and that's why I mentioned it in the video. Because there were people in the chat going, this is BS. This is BS. It's not BS. It's scientifically proven that binaural beats your brain waves will adjust to what it hears. That's not up for debate. What is up for debate is what happens, you know, the dimensions and the absolute, all that stuff, you know, we don't really know. And, you know, if the army got it to work, they ain't telling. So that stuff is debatable, but not the technology, not the science. I don't know if the medicine man helped you, Genesuisse, or if they just, you know, they had a little refreshment that eased your journey, would be my guess. Down to Earth, 220 Canadian. Keep up the good work. Thanks. Appreciate that, Down to Earth. And there is Robert Baker for $10.
Ooh, mamacita. Thanks for the tip, human.
I'd love to see everyone posting their favorite dad jokes in the chat. Might make it more funny. Anything could help, Robert. You know, anything helps. There is Blackbeard. Good to see Blackbeard. Blackbeard is a black belt on the Patreon. Highest level. I appreciate the support. On the topics you've covered, which one rattled your brain the most? Probably this one, Blackbeard. This one I struggled with the most. Simulation theory is also, that was a tough one, especially the double slit experiment. That's explainable, I think, with the wave patterns and stuff. It's not easy to do, but it's explainable. What becomes difficult is John Wheeler's experiment. It's called the delayed choice experiment. That's a hard one to wrap your mind around. But, you know, it's just us, so I'll tell you how it works. So, you know the delayed slit experiment, right? Particles, electrons, photon, whatever it is, are shot at the double slit, and they make the two lines. You know, like if you had a fire hose, it would make the two lines. But once you start observing and measuring the activity, suddenly you don't have the two lines. Suddenly you have a bunch of lines. It's called an interference pattern. And that would happen if the particles are acting as waves. Okay, everybody we learned that in high school. The delayed choice experiment is extra strange. So what John Wheeler, who was brilliant and did all kinds of stuff physics-wise, but this is my favorite one. So he said, what if we turn on this device, right? And suddenly it switches from particles to waves. That's weird. What if we shoot the things, and after they pass the device, the measuring device, then we turn it on? You know, what happens then? Because they're already gone, right? They pass through the slit, and then we measure them. What he discovered was the particles pass through the slit as particles. Turns on the measuring device afterward, they're waves, but they recorded themselves as having passed through as waves. So what they did was they changed their state by going back in time. And that's crazy. So he takes it a step further. What if we take light from a far away, distant, right? It's still photons. And then we do the delayed choice experiment on those photons coming in from a million light years away. We all know that the light from a galaxy a million light years away is a million years old, right? So we understand that. He takes this distant light and shoots it through his apparatus. And there's diagrams of his apparatus also. It's crazy, the mirrors and all kinds of stuff. So he shoots this distant light through the apparatus and figures out that the same thing happens from that light. But that light is a million years old. So it didn't just go back in time across the lab. It went back in time a million years and changed its state. So when I think about those types of experiments, those are the ones that really make me think about simulation theory. You know, and I'm not fully on board with it, but I'm like 90% on board with it because no one can explain that. And that's kind of the joke that you'll see physicists say, because there's always going to be some hey bro that's going to try to explain it. But anyone who could explain how that happens, they get the Nobel Prize. That's you have an answer for that. You come collect your Nobel Prize. So when I look at that stuff, I mean, that's, it defies the light speed means nothing. Like with quantum entanglement, it's the same thing, right? You start thinking that, how could it be? I'm sure you know what quantum entanglement is. For the one person who's new, here's a quick thing. You got two particles, right, hanging out, whatever they're doing. And we use CERN or Brookhaven or some machine to get those particles apart. And when that happens, those particles have information. Let's say they're both spinning a certain way. We get those particles apart, but they're entangled. So particle A is here, particle A is here, particle A, particle B. If we change particle A, particle B does the same thing. It does kind of the opposite, but it also moves. And what they discovered, it doesn't matter how far apart the particles are. They are entangled. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. And as the years go on, we've increased the distance, and the effect is instantaneous, meaning there is no speed of light. And it's assumed that distance doesn't even matter with the particles, that they could be on different sides of the galaxy and moving instantaneously. Speed of light is nothing, nonsense. It's instant. So I can't try to explain that from a physics perspective, but just from a layperson perspective, how, what is the medium in which the information moves? How does it know to do that? Light can affect things. Light starts here, it goes there, it makes shadows on the wall or whatever. Goes through a prism, it does some stuff. It can affect things. But there's a medium that light travels in, right? It travels in a vacuum, it travels through glass, it travels through stuff. The photons move through there. But if the changes are instant on these particles, what is it moving through? And there's no real answer for that unless you go back to the absolute and this energy field that exists around everything that we can't perceive. Then it makes sense, because according to tonight's video and Colonel McDonald and a lot of physicists and holographic principle and all of these things, there is a medium there. We just can't perceive it. It's around everything. And in that medium, which he calls the absolute or infinity or whatever, in that medium, there is no time. So speed of light, it doesn't matter, speed of light, because there's no speed. It's just everything happens at once. So Blackbeard, those are the types of things that break my brain. The Dogman of Michigan does not break my brain. That one I can get through. That's an easy one. But this type of existential stories, they break my brain, and they happen to be my favorite ones to do. But I don't know how many. Look, aliens get clicks, UFOs get clicks. But these stories, the ones that make me really struggle, are my favorite. Thanks for the tip. Vulcan Commando. And that looks like a Vulcan, right? Is that a Vulcan with laser eyes?
Mm-hmm.
And what is
and some type of Vulcan gun?
That's a Vulcan gun? Is that a phaser or is that a disruptor? Well, Vulcan's probably a disruptor, right?
Probably a disruptor, yeah.
Right? Because, well, they're so close to the Romulans. The Romulans are always disruptors. So probably disruptor. Although the Vulcans are in the Federation, so it could be a phaser.
Could be. It may be. Who knows? Who knows who he's going against today?
No, I appreciate the contribution to the Star Trek conversation.
I mean,
Was the TARDIS because of Doctor Who's brain power live long and prosper? The TARDIS was in there. The toys in the bowl always change based on what the episode is. So, and we used TARDIS last week, but this week it was about traveling through time and dimensions, and I wanted to do something different, but that's what the TARDIS does.
yes.
Right, Jenny? That's what it does.
Yes.
I mean, TARDIS stands for, what does TARDIS stand for?
Time and reality. I should know this. I know. I love Doctor Who. What does it stand for?
I don't know. I was
Time and
asking
relative dimensions in space.
Yeah. Did you remember that, or did the chat bail you out?
The chat told me.
Well, don't be frustrated.
But I love Doctor Who.
When is Tennant back?
He was just back for the Christmas special. And then
but wasn't there a rumor that he was...
It was just for the special. It was in between the two doctors switching. So I have a question for you, though, what you were talking about, what we observe, right? So we're observing all of these experiments. We're recording them somehow, right? And we're looking at them. I mean, we're looking at infinitesimal objects. So could it not be that our equipment is just not capable of seeing the movement of objects that small. I mean, like we watch a video and to us it looks like it's perfectly synced up, but you're talking about things that are so Gino's laughing at me and I'm not quite sure why. You're looking at objects that are so tiny that could it just be that what we have to observe these types of things just isn't fast enough, isn't strong enough for us to see it in real time. So when we're watching it back, it looks like a wave or it looks like it's split or it looks like it's doing something, but we're not capable of catching it in real time.
I think it's the only answer because we are capable of seeing a particle, determining its velocity, its spin. We can see it doing all of that stuff, and we can make it do stuff, but we still can't explain what happens with the wave and particle problem. We still can't solve that. Nobody
Right.
really knows why.
Because I mean, we wouldn't even really know. Like if it's so small and it's moving so fast and it's doing all of these things, we may think we're seeing it in real time, but it's really hard to know if we're actually seeing what it's doing right in that second.
Well,
Because
that has to be the default answer when we don't know why something happens, no matter what it is. It just means that we don't have the information or the equipment or the training or whatever it is. So with the double slit, there is a reason,
right.
and there is a reason, but no one's been able to really solve it. That's why holographic principle, if we talk about that, is interesting because there are parts of theoretical physics that don't make sense, like how black holes absorb information, right? And destroy it. But Stephen Hawking couldn't make that work with math. Like this shouldn't be that it shouldn't do this. Like it shouldn't just be destroyed. But with holographic principle, holographic theory, if you extrapolate the 3 dimensions back down to 2 and flatten it out using their math, suddenly it works. Suddenly everything works. So it could be something like we just don't have the right information yet to know why it does what it does.
Right. And I mean, they're also starting to see black holes spitting things back out. So where does it go when it disappears? And then where, it's coming back, but coming back from where? And how long
Right.
has it been gone? So I don't know why you're smirking at me.
To go back to why I was laughing, I was wondering if the TARDIS was somehow related to the phone booth that they take in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, because they're very similar.
Oh, interesting.
I forgot about that.
That's right.
How about that? Bill and Ted's. There they go. Deep thoughts. Deep thoughts. Thanks for that, Vulcan Commando, and live long and prosper yourself. I think Vulcan Commando appreciating the logic in tonight's episode. Deshauna Scott 1234, great channel and very good episode. You guys rock. Love the glasses. Thanks. All the better to see you with Deshauna Scott. There's Sunny A for $10.
Hey, yo, making it rain over here.
This seems much more attainable than making the stone. It will smell better around here too. I'm in. That's true. It's Sunny's talking about the Philosopher's Stone in an episode from a couple of weeks ago. And if you didn't see that episode, Philosopher's Stone is made with urine. You boil it, you distill it down and down and down, and then you eat it. And then you live forever. But you have terrible breath. Kieran Johan, $5 Canadian. I love the Thursday nights because of this show. Thanks, Kieran. I'm glad you love it because we don't know what we're doing on this thing. It's definitely not professional. I don't know why anyone watches this. Edward Charlton for $10. I thought that sounded like Z Frank. I'm a fan. Z Frank sounds familiar, but I don't know who it is. I'm looking at the producers.
So have you watched those True Facts? I've made you watch them on like Facebook. They're very funny and they talk about,
Does the chat know who Z Frank is?
yes, he's a voiceover guy.
Oh,
and
okay.
he
Well,
narrates those like true facts, like about sea cucumbers or the beaver. They're the funny videos that I show you on Facebook sometimes. Do you know what I'm talking
that's
about?
how I know.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's who he is. And here I am. All right, let's see. So
No, she jumped right on it. Jump right on it. Matthew Quillen for 420, keeping it cloudy. Great episode. Much love from Alabama as always. Thanks, Matthew Quillen. There's Spirit Travels for $27.99 Canadian.
There you go. Guppy needs a new pair of shoes.
Loves the channel. Watched almost every episode. Would love to see something on NDE and out of body experiences. Check us out for inspiration. Tonight counts, no? Out of body experience? I think we hit, did we hit OBEs tonight?
we did.
We did, right?
I don't know if they're, I mean, NDEs are harder because it's the content YouTube gets a little touchy about it.
It's just a smudge on the Bono glasses, and it just, I can't get it. So it's just a,
You just see the
in my,
line.
in my head, and it's driving me nuts. And how does this work like that? Okay. Thanks, Spirit Travels. Danielle Carriere, 550 Canadian, loves the channel, love Hecklefish. Did you ever do a video on deja vu? Did you ever do a video on deja vu? Nicely done. Nicely done, Danielle. I haven't. I've mentioned it in a few episodes, simulation theory being one of them. And it's a fascinating topic, and it's something I still get. Not as often as I used to, but I still get, which is unusual for the older you get, the less you're supposed to have deja vu. But I was having it just the other day, and it went on for so long that it was starting to bother me. And I was on a call. I was on a Zoom call with a bunch of people, and I was trying not to let the panic show in my face. I was just like, I can't, I gotta let it. She's making it what? Yeah, you were on
I was on a Zoom call.
You were on the call. Yeah, I was just the deja vu. It hit me, and I was like, oh, deja vu, and it went on and on and on to the point I was like, kind of my skin was crawling, and I wanted to bail out. I wanted to say, look, I gotta go, but I didn't want to be so weird, you know.
Yeah, no, that would have been a little strange. I would have
Yeah,
come up with a good excuse though. Maybe I can think on the fly when I have to.
you would have. She's good at making up experiences for me. There she goes. There's DJ. Already read it. Already experienced it. I see what you did there. I don't think I answered you, Danielle. I would do a video on deja vu. I don't know if it's enough to carry the whole thing. I mean, I like the fact that no one can really explain it. So I like that. But if Philip K. Dick, that famous science fiction author, he said that the deja vu was the simulation, something changed in the simulation. That's where the Matrix got that from. So I mean, I like that idea, but I don't understand why it becomes less and less as we get older. Why would the simulation care? Does our program just gets tired? I don't know. That it is definitely an interesting topic. If I could find something else to roll into it. And what is that? Her yearbook picture? What has she got down there? Was it picture day?
It looks like a picture that's been edited with software to look kind of like a Disney princess face.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I thought it looked like it was something from picture day. And she's like, oh, that's cute. I'll use.
They used to have them do this. I just dated myself because that's what all the girls used to have. They would sit you like this and have you look over your shoulder.
You know what? I could pull up your high school pictures, Jen. I think
do that.
What?
Do not do that.
Let me know in the chat if you want to see pictures of Jen before she got her teeth fixed.
That's a whole lot of hair and eyebrows. That
and don't forget the extra teeth, the snaggle tooth.
Yeah, extra teeth. That is very true.
You're a late bloomer. You had a glow up.
I had a,
Big time.
I had a little bit of a glow up. That is true.
Look, I can make fun because my high school pictures were rough. Rough.
Now everybody's saying, "Let's see it."
Oh no.
Of
Shane,
course.
the perm, the giant permed hair.
The glasses.
Yeah, but I didn't have glasses since like 7th grade.
I found a couple of pictures of you with glasses, I thought.
Yeah, they were thick. I had my eyeball surgery. I did. I was like legally blind without my glasses. I was like 2800. Like it was bad. Like thick glasses. But not now.
Late bloomer. That one. Very good, DJ. My Little Birdhouses, $10. If you decide to do an episode on harp, there's 2 A's in that. Birdhouses, please consider that they may be the cause of the Seneca guns. They've shook my house and I felt it in my chest when this phenomenon occurs. I'd never heard that. That's interesting. Harp is high on the list to do. YouTube hates it. YouTube hates harp stories. So I got to watch out for that. And it's been around for so long. I don't know what is new because if you follow this channel closely, you know about harp and weather control and all that stuff. Mind control. We've got stuff in the private chat. What's going on? Gino says it felt like the lost episode of Lost. Yeah, I bailed out at the hatch. Why waste your money on Marvel's Quantumania when you could watch the Y-Files free and get a Hecklefish mug way cheaper? Well, that's true. Victoria, where can you get a mug? LOL. How come I can't see you guys and you can see me? Yep. We see you. But he does make a good point. Why watch Quantumania? Why watch that anyway? We don't want to see that. But we can do this for free. So Little Birdhouses, it's on the list. I'd like to do it. It's a fun story. I just don't know if it's been done. And I have to find a way around the algorithm. Joe P, $9.99. Wow, that was heavy. New favorite episode. Amazing stuff. Thank you, AJ. Thanks, Joe. I'm glad that's your new favorite. I'm really happy to hear that. It's one of those episodes I was not confident about. But I mean, if you've watched this, I'm never confident about any episode. I think they're all going to tank. But this one, it wasn't no aliens, no UFOs, no Bigfoot, big feet. But I'm glad you liked it. And I'll see what the response is like. I'm hoping that it's good so I can come back to these types of stories, again soon. There's Melanie W for $100.
Hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah. I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Human, you just don't realize what your tips do to me. When you tip me, I can pay my bills and you make me tingle in my gills. Oh, your tips are amazing, and I think it's crazy that you send cash to me.
And there he goes.
Uh-oh. I was working on my Philosopher's Stone over there. Holy mind, F Batman. Awesome stuff. Keep on rocking. Thanks for what you do. What do you think of Monroe? That's a good question. Hang on. I'm not completely recovered from my Philosopher's Stone. Let me go ahead and square that away. It's not that kind of live stream.
No, it's not.
No, it's
No.
not. It's not one of those OnlyFans types. Does that OnlyFans do live streams on there?
No.
Didn't we decide in the Discord that you were going to have an OnlyFans for your feet?
No, we didn't.
That's right, right?
Left
Yes.
by then.
During the
They wanna-
AMA.
In the OnlyFans?
No, I'm not going to do an OnlyFans for my feet. That's okay.
Maybe. So, that's what you're missing in Discord, by the way, is foot fetish comedy. So what do I think of Monroe? That's a good question. I'm not really sure. He doesn't come across as full BS to me. But the subject matter is so, it's so esoteric and out there that if I talk about it, as a skeptic, I'm going to sound wacky. How can you talk about out of body experiences and binaural beats without sounding a little wacky? But he was well respected. Oh, hang on. I'm being flagged.
No, finish your statement. But
No,
it's
go
time
ahead.
for a giveaway.
Is it time for a giveaway?
Time for a giveaway. Yay!
So Melanie, I don't know, but I would take a course. I would take a course just to see, because I'm curious. I don't know if it'd be wasted on me, but all right. If you're new here, here's how the giveaway works. We're gonna put a word. We're gonna put a word in the chat. Hang on, let me find it. I'm not even prepared.
You're
Look,
not prepared.
It's not showing the stream. Hang on. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to put a word in the chat, and you type the word into the chat. Just the word, no spaces. I think it has to be all caps. I'm not sure. Nothing else, and you're automatically entered. And the system will pick someone at random, and then you stalk Victoria on Discord. How does that work?
Come to Discord, put in a help desk ticket, and I'll get your name and email.
And then you get a $50 gift card to the shop. Do Brain Bucket.
Oh, Brain Bucket. I can't. If I put foot fetish, I'll get in trouble by YouTube, right?
Probably.
Brain Bucket. Brain Bucket is the word. Type in Brain Bucket in the chat. No spaces, just like you see it. No typos. And you're going to win a $50 gift card to the Wi Files, where you can get all kinds of great merchandise, like a Crab Cat mug. You can cheer the Crab Cat every morning with your coffee. And if you don't win, I'm sorry.
You
Go
got
to
some
shop
new
to
mugs
order.
delivered today. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump
No,
on your plug. Go to shop.thewifiles.com and check out the
No,
mugs.
no, that's okay. Mm-hmm.
I was just letting you know you got some new mugs delivered today.
Thank you for letting me know in the middle of the sentence. That's fine. No, that's fine. And I think it's great. Brain Bucket. Molly Tomato says Buddhist monetary. That's very funny. I was hoping that would just slide through. It didn't work. Benjamin Van Warmer, there's a space in there. That's not going to work. You won't win. Rob Gerton says Chum Bucket. That's funny, but that's not going to work.
Gross.
Mark filling I am Brain Bucket with a space won't work. Kevin Clover says Jen Photo Day. That's funny, but that won't work. Des Blank, you got a typo. Des. Jeremy H. Does Hecklefish fear the Crab Cat? He fears him so much. The Naptor East says Carney Hands. That's funny, but that won't win. See, now they're typing Chum Bucket. Arameyers, don't follow him. Don't do what he says. Trey M says, already got my Wi-Fi shirt. So Brain Bucket. You can win again, Trey. I don't mind. Everyone looks good. Everyone's got it.
Cranial receptacle. That's funny. Only feet.
Only feet. That's funny. Crab Cat Bucket. That's funny. I'm excited for the Crab Cat whiskey. We got to get that going. Crab Cat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're ready to draw. See who wins this thing.
Yeah.
500.
All right. There's Craig. There's Sensei. There's Sarge. There's Aunt B. There's Stephen Dez. Pagan. James Dun. Crystal. JC Choice. Johnny Scythe. Arlie Davis. Kelly McMahon. Matthew M. Matthew M is the winner.
All right.
Come to Discord.
All right, Matthew M. You hop into Discord and you get your gift certificate.
The mods should put up a link to it.
Will they?
They will. Right?
Dickerson designed skull cap. That's very funny. All right, there they go. Oh, doing a great job as always. There is Charles Chicolt.
Thank you, human. I'm getting killed on alimony and guppy support payments over here.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Charles. That really helps. And everyone who's super chatting and super stickers, I really appreciate it. It definitely helps the channel survive. So thank you for that. Lee Boardman for 5 Australian. Awesome episode. Tip. Disappearance of Fregret Valentich. Also some Australian unsolved mysteries in Indigenous Dreamtime. Well, those sound...
Yeah, good idea. But the human is not going to remember. You better use the tips line.
I'm not going to remember. So go to thewhyfiles.com/tips and send those in. Every episode we do comes from a suggestion from you. So I had never heard of this tonight. I had never heard of the Gateway Experience. I heard of the Monroe Institute. I've read a few of his books. I've always been a fan of that stuff, but I never heard of the CIA doing this crazy report that came from you guys. And now my mind is blown. Well, there's Joshua N for £19.99. My favorite episode ever, and I've said that before. Oh, we love it when we keep topping ourselves, huh, Josh? Thanks so much, AJ. I'm on a journey surrounding at the moment, and this episode hit at such a good time. You covered it really well. Bless you, dude. Rock on. Well, bless you as well, Josh. I'm glad that it hit at the right time. Things just seem to happen at the right time, don't they? It's because the simulation knows, or the absolute knows. And I didn't spend much time on it tonight, but it is fun to think about. The secret and manifesting stuff and law of attraction. I kind of believe in it a little bit. I don't know if you don't know what that is, I'm sure you do. But if you don't, law of attraction, the secret, all that comes down to just imagine something that you want happening and it will happen. So you need money, imagine money coming to you. You need this, health stuff, whatever it is, imagine it coming to you. And it will. Now, I believe in that sort of, but I don't know if it's because I'm communicating with the absolute and the energy field, or constantly thinking about something is making me act on it. I always felt like it doesn't matter. If it's working, keep on doing it. So I didn't get too much into that tonight, but it was a very interesting part of the report. And he spent a good amount of time on it, the Colonel, about, I just described it as the law of attraction. He called it patterning, where you can affect the entire reality. And not just about, I need a windfall or something like that. He was talking about using patterning for military purposes, for all kinds of very practical, but very advanced, kind of dangerous stuff. And I wonder, Joshua, if there's something to it. Things just happens to be all the time. Just like, wow, that happened just when I needed it. But at the same time, something will happen like this. I don't need this right now. This is the worst time for this. That happens too. So there's Robert Surratt. Oh, hang on, Robert. Hang on. That's not me. That's a click happy producer. That's what that is. That's what that is. She's got clicking with the clicker. Very excited clicker finger.
Sorry.
All right, hang on. We got Robert. There's Robert on the beach. I got him. There's Jay 499. New favorite episode. Great one. Did a great job making it understandable. I don't know about that, Jay, but I'm glad you thought so. The connection of science and religion is fascinating. And I did the same thing with simulation theory, and it was almost felt like a cop-out, but he did it in the report. I was just covering the report. But I think religion and science, I think they go hand in hand. I really do. Now, there's very religious people that pop into the channel and deluge the comments with their religious thoughts. And that's fine. Your Lord and Savior is fine. You don't have to convert everybody in the comments. That's not helpful. But there are worse comments than about Jesus. But people who are that, not all people, certain part of religious people get very upset about the scientific connection. Now, that said, there's the hardcore scientists, the left-brainers. They don't want to hear about God or anything like that. And that's why I connected it in this video and in simulation. It's basically saying, look, what if you're both right? But those people in the fringes, there's no way. You know, that's red state, blue state. There's no way they're right and that's it. But what if it's true? It doesn't go against whatever text you're reading, Bible, Talmud, Torah, Mahabharata, whatever you're reading, it doesn't go against it. Gods are gods, right? A God, these gods, all gods. Why not? Hang on.
One of
Wendigo
my
hands flagging me down.
one of my really good friends' dads was a minister, and I was talking to him about this exact thing at one point, and I was asking him. I said, "John, how do you reconcile people that have never heard of Jesus or God or any of those things?" And you said,
Never
like,
heard?
never even heard of them. Say they grew up in the middle of nowhere. They're in a tribe somewhere that is cut off. So those people, that's just it. They just,
Oh, so
too
they
bad.
can't be saved because they
Right.
can't. Right.
So too bad, so sad for them.
Mhm.
And it was really interesting. He said that for him, God presents himself to people in the way that they best understand and best can absorb that information. So, whether it's the simulation or the absolute or God or whatever this energy creating being is, it just speaks to people in the best way that they understand. And I really liked that explanation from him.
That makes sense to me.
So that's it. And there I go.
And there she goes. That makes sense to me. That he just presents himself as however you need him. That makes perfect sense to me. Even if you're a scientist, that works. There's David S. for $5. All I can swing this week. Awesome episode. Going to have to watch it a couple more times to absorb it all. Heavy. First of all, David, thank you for the $5. If times are tough and money's tight, you don't have to. I just appreciate you watching. The supporting the channel is really helpful. It's why I do this. But at the same time, I'm happy for you to just hang out and just enjoy what we do. But I appreciate the support. It's very kind of you. Saxon 25 is back for 40.
Chickity, chickity, ching.
I listened to 2 binaural beats as a kid. Saw Hat Man. You don't want that. You don't want the beats to bring the Hat Man. And if you don't know the Hat Man, the Y-Files did a very interesting episode on it. It's in the Shadow People episode. Talk about my own experience with the Hag. Scariest night of my life. TJ Rowe, $5. Take my money. Thanks for these. They are great. I'm happy to do that. What's TJ got going on there? Is it it looks like a pope?
It's a robot pope.
It's a robot pope?
Yeah.
With the harmonica mouth.
With an harmonica mouth? What's that?
Harmonica.
Harmonica mouth.
Yeah, it looks like a robot pope.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, TJ. Robot Pope. That's the consensus. JS Bladecraft, $5. Your channel has changed how I view YouTube. Fantastic production. Shameless plug for my channel. AJ is JS Bladecraft for those whom are into steel. If you're into steel, check out JS Bladecraft. I'm assuming he's crafting blades all the live long day. You got to do it. I guess that's something like a samurai there, or a Ronin, a daimyo. Shogun?
I can't tell.
That's all I got. All right, JS Bladecraft, $5. I kept you on the screen as long as I could. All right, thanks for the kind words. The truth is out there. Good to see you, you know what I'm trying to say. Did you read Phenomena by Annie Jacobson? Please do. I haven't read that. Happy to read it. But look, truth, I'm going to be honest. I don't have time for it. Not at the moment. We're working on it. Getting the episodes finished like 3 hours before air is not good. I don't think the episodes have been a little bit too long and maybe bit off more than I can chew, especially with this one. If I can go back in time, ironically, that's what this episode would allow me to do. But if I can get it to work and go back and tell myself a week ago, I'd say, don't do this one until you have a little bit of breathing room, because it goes deep. I just would have done, Bigfoot or something, do a layup. So I'm not going to have a chance to read that truth. But if you email me and remind me, I put it all in my Kindle. Every time anyone says read a book, I throw it right in my Kindle. If it's free, I throw it right in my Kindle. If it's less than $5, I buy it. More than $5, it goes on a list. But I'm happy to do it. I already have to read a lot of books for the show. Brandon, out of context, $5. Currently reading Immortality, Inc., the inspiration of the bad movie Free Jack. I remember that movie. This vid is a good companion to the story. Thank you. You're very welcome. Forgot about that movie. Bachikwa. I'm going to need a phonetic spelling of that. Bachikwa.
Ooh, thank you, human. You made my dorsal fin tingle.
Why no synaptic quantum entanglement when you went over Planck? Also, I really dig you. Your episodes are clear and compelling. Thank you, XOXO. Well, you're very welcome. I just touched on Planck, and because I didn't want to get into it. It's hard enough to comprehend 1.6 times 10 to the negative 35th, right? To even understand what that is. So I didn't want to spend a lot of time going, well, it's really small, because the point of that chunk was the brain waves go up and down. It was so hard to just try to figure out a way to explain this. I assume that everybody knows how a wave works, but for that one person out there who's like, I wanted them to know what I'm talking about. So I wanted them to understand that the waves have this distance between them, right? They've got the frequency and the amplitude. And then the sound brings those closer together. And that's what we're trying to do with Hemisync and with Gateway, is bring them so close that they get below Planck's distance, which of course nothing can, allegedly. So that was really the point. I didn't really want to get into quantum entanglement. That would have been a lot to throw in here. I mean, Hecklefish already went through 3 brain buckets. But I like the way your brain works. There will be more of these. Be more of these to come. Thanks for the $9.99. This Joe West got $50.
Tippity doo da, tippity yay. My oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of money coming my way. Tippity doo da, tippity yay.
Great show. I've experimented with Gateway. Say hello to my beautiful wife, Kristen. Hi, Kristen. Please, Kristen. Hi, Kristen. You want to say hi to Kristen?
Hi, Kristen.
Look, that was such a nice hi. Do you want to say hi to Kristen?
Hi, Kristen.
What about you, Gino? You don't care. Gave you the thumbs up. Kristen got a thumbs up from Gino. That's high praise.
It is.
High praise.
It is.
There they go. Hi, Kristen. Joe, when you tell me you've experimented with Gateway, I want to know what happened. Because, look, I'm not a full believer. I'm not a full skeptic either. Like, I would love it to work. So I'd like to know what happened. Did you get it to work? Where did you go? When did you go? Dun 550 Canadian. If time travel was real and we traveled back to an earlier point in our life, would our original self be there, or would we replace ourselves? Dun getting deep, touching on many worlds theory. It really depends on your interpretation. Many worlds interpretation. So if you travel back to an earlier point in your life, interpretation would be that that decision to go back branched off a different reality. So you would still be there because it's your future self. So it's really, I'm going to do a video on many worlds, but obviously we can't do it so close. Untapped value, $200.
I'm a goldfish. In a steel bowl I swim. I wanted a tip. I wanted a tip.
Untapped Value says, I believe I was the one who recommended this topic. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I started reading a book last week, The Great Simulator by David McCready. Sounds familiar? You should email me Untapped Value. I don't remember if you were the one who recommended this, but if you were, I trust your selection in books. So email me about that so I can remember. And thank you for the suggestion. It was a doozy. There's Christian Harris, $10. AJ, what are you going to manifest with the gateway process? And what do you think about the whole manifestation concept? Anyway, love the channel. I manifest views and I manifest no demonetization on these topics. So it's the simulation or manifestation in action, because I told you about this 5 minutes ago, that I don't know if we're really communicating with this energy field, or if it's just our constant attention and intent making things happen. I'm not sure. I believe something in between. I do believe there's something slightly paranormal at work. Dennis Veazey, $50. So this quote unquote holographic universe, did I get that right? That you project and create it as you go. That would say a lot about deja vu, multiple paths that overlay closely enough to feel you have done it before, but continue on one reality. I like where you're going, Dennis. And the holographic theory of physics isn't about us creating it. It's about something creates it, and it's a two-dimensional plane of information that gets translated by us as three-dimensional, or translated by something. So that's that principle. That's the holographic principle. The holograms that the Colonel was talking about, that's a little different. That's he's saying that there's nothing. There's no solid matter. There's nothing. It's all energy. And our brains tune into that energy. And we're nothing either. We're energy. That our brains tune into that energy, and they create this world that we all share and see. And the we creating the energy, creating the hologram, is all of us together as this conscious entity, not aware that we're doing it. That's the crazy part about the theory, is the absolute creates the hologram so it can perceive itself, is how he describes it. In order to perceive itself, it needs the hologram, but it doesn't know it's doing it. It's a mind bender. How that factors into deja vu, I think it still fits. It's like a hiccup. It's a glitch. Because if it's all energy, there could be glitches, right? It's not, unless it's perfection. I don't think it's perfection. But I like the way your brain works. There's Ruin, $4.99. Please thank Amphibious One and Cuddly Choya for bringing me here. I brought Muppet Juice and B-Chan with me this week. What's happening?
Inside joke.
But I'm not inside the joke,
We're
right?
not.
No.
We are not inside the joke.
Choya,
Or
Muppet.
Maybe
None of us
Can you drink Muppet juice?
I've tried, and he hated it.
I think maybe those are usernames that they brought him here to the Y-Files, and he brought those other two users with him this week.
Is this making sense to anyone?
Yes.
There's Phase Beast for $10. Can Hecklefish open a coffee shop? He'll make a great cup. I love Hecklefish Lopez. I don't know. He's got a lot of side hustles, Phase. I don't know if coffee shop is good for him, but I appreciate the $10. Really helps. Wretched Bob is there. Everyone look at Wretched Bob. Is he upset at something? Is he okay?
No, he's just looking intensely.
Is he intense?
Yeah, he's intense.
He's
I
not
like
angry.
it. I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
Oh.
I read it the same way. I read her at the same. She was like, I like it.
No, I was reading the comment.
Oh.
I think you.
Oops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So he's not angry. He's just intense.
Right.
Those eyes, wretched Bob and those eyes. Can you imagine what the porn industry could do with this stuff if it works? Also, there's only one B in my name, LOL. Wretched Rob, Wretched Rob. Wretched Rob. Can you imagine what the porn industry could do with this stuff?
Just move along.
What? You've never worked in porn, huh? I'll tell you next week. I'll tell you next week. Found in Fiction Gaming, $10. This is our favorite episode so far. Do you intend to try the process? I already started. I said it in the episode, and it wasn't just a line. I've started listening to the tapes. I keep falling asleep. It's been, I don't know, 5 or 6 nights. I just keep falling asleep. But I wonder if, I know they've been remastered. So I wonder if I should get those, because the ones I have are definitely the old ones, and they almost sound like someone, recorded it off a cassette, and and made a file out of it. But the stereo's still there. It still works, but it doesn't sound awesome. I don't know if that makes a difference. But yeah, I'm trying the process. If I get it to work, I'll pop by. That's me knocking. Honey to the Bee for $10 Canadian. Do an episode on Gosaya from Cosmic Agency, and he daily chats with the Pleiadian High Council.
Okay.
Okay, she says, send that over in the tips line, Honey to the Bee. Because remember, I don't know these topics until you send them in. I'm an entertainer. I talk to a fish. Leon Ambrose Jr., $5. Sepia got her mug. Sepia got her mug. Thank you. Another good one tonight. You're welcome.
Yay.
I wonder what mug Leon got. What does he get? What's Leon got? Is that a bucket hat? What's he got up on his? What kind of lid is that?
He's got
It's a
on
bucket hat.
a blue
You sure
bucket
in-
hat.
Blue bucket hat?
Yes.
And-
Possibly denim.
Blue denim bucket hat. And that it doesn't look like a crab cat shirt, but I want to imagine
I thought
it
that
is.
at first, but it's not.
Speaking of
Wonder
crab
what
cat,
mug-
boy, you just want to step on the merch plugs, huh?
Yep.
All right, she's looking out for you guys. No, no merch plugs, because she'll be gun shy for a few minutes, but don't worry, it'll be back. Peter D for $10. This was a really interesting episode, though I didn't understand half of it. Would be cool to try it out. I definitely don't trust the CIA, however. I hear you, but this isn't something that the CIA developed, so it's not like they're involved. But I didn't cover this in the episode, but Gino found a guy on YouTube who is totally against, who was a believer in this theory in the gateway process. Now he's totally against it because he says that brainwaves can be hijacked. And he mentions that remember the terrorist attack in Japan? I think they used ricin gas? That was mind control. That the brainwaves were beamed into those people and made them impressionable. And he believes that that's what's happening here, is that when our brains tune into these waves, that we become impressionable to whoever's sending them out. So Peter D, that's something, I guess, to think about. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about my left brain. It's always on the lookout for, mind control stuff. And besides, I got a lot of tinfoil. But it's something to think about. If you don't trust the CIA, which you shouldn't, maybe this guy's onto something. Now, everything's a conspiracy until it's true. Draft Scott plays games for £4.99. That was a trippy episode tonight, but enjoyable. Thanks, AJ and Hecklefish. You're welcome, Daft Scott plays games. I thought it was trippy too. Appreciate the support. Curtis Hutchinas, $5. I've had dreams I couldn't explain until now, so thank you for producing this. As a believer in God, I do believe in simulation theory. Well, that's cool to hear, and I don't hear that from a lot of people. But I think they work just fine together. But it would be annoying if the creator of the simulation theory is like a 13-year-old kid on his couch, chubby with potato chip stains, and that's God to us, that would be disappointing. And Wyckoff, thank you for the $50 super sticker. It's very kind of you. There she goes. Bailey, red wine, Terry, hyphen Terry, red wine Terry, 1999. I've had patients in the ICU that use sound therapy to help control seizures. Multiples of them have told me of OBE during this therapy. Also would love to hear more from your holographic theory. Your work is much appreciated. Well, thanks, Bailey. And thanks for doing what you do, working in ICU. I don't know if you're a nurse or a doctor or what you got going on there, but I'm always pleased to meet people that are better than me, that can actually contribute to society. I'm glad you're out there. But yeah, I have read that the sound therapy can help with seizures and also cause them, and migraines and all of that stuff, because the brain waves do adjust. So we got to be careful. Thank you for your support. Chinto13, $2. You and Mr. Ballin and narrator from Infographics. Well, that's cool. I like Mr. Ballin. I like Mr. Ballin. Infographics. It's fine. I prefer Ballin. There's Paul for 1643. You should ask the Colonel if he's up for an interview. If he was younger and more public, it's something that I would really seriously consider, Paul. But based on my research, which I'm 90% sure I got right, he would be 83, 84, like 83, 84 years old. And he's 42, maybe 85. That's pretty old. I found his house. And I just kind of Googled Earth his house, because I feel like you could tell a lot about like someone's situation. Like if I Google his house and he's in a trailer park or something, and I'm sad he's one of those old guys who's stuck in the trailer park, he's all alone, I would be more inclined to go check on him. You know what I'm saying? But the Colonel's retired. He's got a lovely home. It's kind of out in the country a little bit, which indicates to me that he likes privacy. And if I could find him, then other people could find him. So people have been, I'm sure, have been calling his phone since this document dropped. Remember, this was released in 2003. It's not like this just came out. What's new is page 25. That came out in 2021. Page 25 has been missing this whole time. But you got to believe that people have blown up his phone. And then after 2021 with the Vice article and then the new page, I don't want to bother an elderly guy just trying to enjoy his retirement. But man, I'd really like to pick his brain. You read that report. This is a smart dude. This is a very intelligent man. Edward Mira, $10. Is there enough information to create an episode on Route 666? I know Route 66. I've driven on that. I didn't know that's like the Devil's Highway. Is that the Devil's Highway?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sounds like it, doesn't it?
Sure does. That sounds like Devil's Highway. I don't know if there's enough information to create an episode on that. But, devils and Satans and demons and all that stuff, algorithm doesn't really like those. But Edward, if you tell me something specific, I'll look into it. But I suspect you're just a very dark young man. John hit it for 2345. This was so mind-blowingly awesome. Hegelfish really did a good Morgan Freeman impression while narrating. I thought so too. I really look forward to Thursdays or awesome. Please do the Fresno Nightcrawler. A few people have asked about that one, John. A few people asked about that. And now that I think of it, I think it was original Jim who maybe first told me about that. Didn't Jim live in Fresno, or was he there for a while?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so I think it was him who told me about that.
Yep. There we go. She's back. Oh, God. You're so mean.
Just long enough to make it uncomfortable.
You can't play chicken with her, though.
Oh, no.
Same with Gino. If I leave him up there, he'll just go. I could do this all night. That's the attitude I get, right? That's it. Yes.
Yeah, I could do this all night.
Do this all night. Leave me update because I don't care. But that's how he talks. That's how Gino talks. Forget about it. What are you talking about?
I know.
My Southern can't do that.
Who can't do that?
My Southern tongue.
Can't do it?
No.
Yeah, it's the Italian. Italian could do. You could do it. You loose. Italians are loose.
Loose. You change. Just loose.
There she goes. Fresno Nightcrawler, John. Yep. I'm going to look into that. A lot of people have asked for that. Feta 9.99. Fantastic episode. Probably going to rewatch a couple of times to fully understand. Hey, there's no shame in that. We'd love to try this with the different frequencies in each ear. Easy. And Feta, you can do it right now. These tapes are downloadable. I didn't want to link to them because you're supposed to pay for them, and I didn't want to do that. That said, it doesn't take a lot of time to find them. Plus, on YouTube, all kinds of binaural beats, of course, but even Monroe tapes or tapes that are supposed to do the same thing. They're there on YouTube. You could listen to them right now. I mean, I prefer you wait a few minutes, but you can do it tonight. There's Dr. Nan Fram, $49.99.
I'm a fish and I'm a star. So put more dough in my jar. The type of vodka that I need is Belvedere. I need to buy a tinfoil hat. So please click the super chat. We all know the government is listening.
Very, very nice. I love the dancing. Is this gateway process similar to noetic science? Seems like they may have much in common. Would noetic science be something worth putting in the tips line? I've only touched a hot minute's worth of information on it. I would do noetics. That's Edgar Mitchell's thing. That he says when he returned to Earth, noetics. That's spiritual healing. It's paranormal. I guess I can do that. I don't know if I would do it. Clearly, I don't believe in it, so I have to cover it respectfully. So I think it's very different, Nan Fran, because tonight is definitely wacky, and I get that. Absolute energy, all of that stuff. But the hemisync technology, that's absolute science. That absolutely works. The traveling, I don't know. Spiritual healing, I've never seen that work, but I'm sure it's worked. That's the law of attraction again. The intent. And the colonel talked about that a little bit in his report. I think just a paragraph or so, where he mentioned that people who achieve a certain state with the gateway tapes, there's levels. Focus 10, you hit focus 12, focus 14. At first, it sounded like Scientology. I was like, "What is this crazy thing?" But it just means like the level. Like once you can get this, if you're at focus 15, then you can do these things, and you can move on. You can move on without it, but it's not going to work. That kind of stuff. So we know that's real, and I'm willing to bet that people have cured themselves. And the colonel said that people who are very advanced. He didn't say they can do it. He said they should be able to do it. So, the type of wording he did. The report read like I felt like he believed it, but he was very careful in his writing. Because I think he believed it, but he's typing it out and he knows it's going to, he's a colonel. So he's a lieutenant colonel. So it's going to a colonel. It's going to maybe a general. It's going to a high dude who probably doesn't believe it. Who, if it's a general, just tell me how I can use it. Can I use it? Is it real? Can I use it? I don't care about the absolute. Can I use it? So I feel like the colonel would, rather than say people have cured themselves with it, he says, if you reach a certain level, you should be able to, if this is true, heal your body. And the gateway process allegedly can heal just about anything. So maybe I'm judging noetics too harshly. Maybe I should revisit it. And I want to say, like, when people make money from this stuff, it bothers me. But Monroe makes money from stuff. You got me thinking, Dr. Nan Fran. I don't want to be a hypocrite about it. I'm quick to judge noetics. Got to take another look. Nicely done. She'll eat 33 2 pounds. Absolute icon. Here's some beer money. All right. Appreciate that. Haven't had a beer since 96, but happy to have the 2 pounds. Jonathan Ratz for $50.
I like big tips and I cannot lie. You other fish can't deny.
TJ, someone made a book, Reverse Engineering Hermeticism, the Quantum Hermetica, with physics directly related to the Monroe Institute, and got a death threat from the CIA to not publish it. All right, so he says that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. I love this comment. Jahanahan, what's his name? Jahanahan? Jahanan? So someone made a book, Reverse Engineering Hermeticism. That's kind of the stuff that we talked about in the Philosopher's Stone and all that stuff. The Hermetica, right? So they reverse engineer it, use physics, so it's science, so it's real, and it's connected to the Monroe Institute. That's also kind of real, but you can travel and astral project and time travel, all the crazy stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he did that, and he got a death threat from the CIA to not publish it. And I want to know how Jahanahan knows.
Well, right.
How does he know? So the CIA, if
the CIA gave you a death threat, would you call your buds and go, "Oh my God, I just got a death threat from the CIA"? Probably not.
That's what I'm saying. So if the CIA says don't publish the book, either they're going to tell you, or it's unspoken that you maybe don't want to tell Jahanahan that we had this conversation. Otherwise, we'll be back, because that's how it works, right? So, but these are good conversations to have, and it's good to have a little bit of that skepticism rather than just jump on and say, "Ooh," because what he wrote is fascinating. I love everything about it, and I can see it working. But there's a little whiff of rumor in there.
Little whiff.
Little whiff, she says. There she goes. Untapped value's back another $100. Whoa!
Yo, moo la la. Yo, fish really need some money. I need to buy some stuff. Fish really need some money. YouTube don't pay enough. Fish really need some money. So click the super chat. Like that.
That's Rihanna.
I love
Right?
that so much.
Is she just the worst? Is she the worst? Oh my goodness. Go ahead.
I said I love that so much.
I don't know if she's the worst, but she is on the list. Untapped value. As of today, I can now reliably telepathically communicate with my own spirit team and spirits belonging to other interdimensional extraterrestrials. We are entering a new age. Our specific human Earth timeline will be joining the club. How do you interpret that, Jennifer?
There's more coming from Untapped Value, so we'll get there maybe.
Oh, he has some more comments that are coming later?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a narrative.
It's a narrative. And just FYI, because we're about time for another giveaway, I have been deleting the ones that you've read already. So you have 188 in the queue. So just giving you a little heads up, and you flag me down when you want me to do last call.
Applebee's.
Right.
And are we doing a Patreon chat in the morning?
Yes,
Patreon
we
live?
are. 9 a.m. Pacific in the Discord channel. At the hangout. Be there.
Oh, look there. She
Or-
look at.
Be square.
Jesus, go away.
I mean, she's going to dance. You got to give her the whole stage. You don't want to crowd her stage.
That's right. That's right.
So before the episodes on Thursday nights, we do a Patreon chat, and then Friday mornings after the show airs, we try to get the time zones. You know, if you can't make the evening and vice versa. So super chats are great. Untapped value, that's great. But if you join Patreon, it's monthly fee. It's $3 and you get stuff. I don't want to pitch it that hard. I mean, I'd rather get a crab cat mug. Look at that. Shop at thewifiles.com. You get one of those. We got Hecklefish for President. Goes, and also Mr. Naughty has his own merch now. And the Mr. Naughty line of merch, I think he's definitely got a mug. I think, does Mr. Naughty have a t-shirt yet?
Not yet, but he does have a mug. And you can show it on the next live stream.
Will
Because it
Mr.
may or
Naughty
may-
have a t-shirt this week?
Yes. Mr. Naughty will have a t-shirt this week. We've got a couple of other new pieces of merch that went up this past week. And there's going to be
I don't think that's true.
it's true. The Mr. Naughty mug went up this week, and the Illuminati t-shirt went up this week.
The Mr. Naughty mug. I got to tell him about this one. Well, so there's the Illuminati mug. So there's Mr. Naughty. So he's got his own mug, Illuminati. That's very funny. But don't forget, we've got this one. Hecklefish saying, "Don't be a sheep." That's new. That's hot off the press. Don't be a sheep.
Hot off the
Like,
press.
that's my Adobe Illustrator skills at work right there. I clip art. And I pulled into to Adobe Illustrator.
And
Good
then we're
job.
putting up a really cool mouse pad that one of the fans created some fan art of you and Hecklefish looking like film noir, like detectives. It's really cool. So we're going to be creating that mouse pad and 2 different lizard people t-shirts
Yes.
that are very cool.
Very.
So
Oh,
I love that. I love that.
Look at it. It doesn't even have any front teeth. Isn't that nice?
That's right.
When you're that adorable, you don't even need teeth.
Mm-mm.
You don't even need teeth. It's just all adorbs. That wears off, though. Once you hit about 16, get them teeth fixed. As of today, I can now reliably... All right, I got that. Untapped value. I'm looking forward to the next chapter. If you can telepathically communicate with your own spirit team, can you order my Applebee's for me? It'd be super helpful. Hail Homestead, $20. Great show. Sorry about last week. Don't let randos on YouTube bring you down. Would like to know where the beings John D., Sir Francis Bacon saw and got scientific advancements from come into play. Could be. John D. Definitely an interesting guy. He was involved in, like, I believe John D. was the one who spoke the angel language, right? He spoke to angels to decode the Voynich manuscript. Was that John D.? And Francis Bacon, yeah, I've heard that too. That, so ahead of their time that the information had to come from somewhere. I like it. Farrar Drums is back for $10.
Shingy, shingy, bang, bang. Nice tip, human.
I understand that Hecklefish doesn't like crab cats. He doesn't. But what are his thoughts on dogfish? I mean, wouldn't a dogfish chase away crab cats since dogs chase cats? That's an interesting thought for our drums. I like it. New t-shirt coming. Jake Best is back for $10. AJ, have you and Jen ever done IQ tests? You both seem Mensa level. And if so, how many standard deviations higher was Jen's score?
assumptions.
It's very funny, Jake Best.
I starred that one, not Victoria.
You starred that one?
I did. Because I knew that that made me laugh.
Well, go ahead and tell Jake how many deviations above me you are. Go ahead and tell him.
I'm not.
Very funny, Jake. Dickerson Designs, $10. Most interesting show yet, and I love all your shows. I'd love to hear more about the Gateway Project, interdimensional travel, astral projection, remote viewing, kisses for hecklefish. Fave, thanks, Dickerson. Yeah, this is a fun subject. I can't do astral projection right away because this hit it pretty hard. But I will be coming back to it. And the next time I hit it, I think it'll be a little bit more, a little more esoteric. Not that tonight wasn't, but I mean, I'd like to get into the different cultures and how they all kind of seem to have the same stories about it. Besides, I've tried astral travel. I can't get it to work, but I've tried it. So I'm into it. I'm skeptical, but I want to believe. Viking knows best for 1999.
Thank you for that tip. Now I can finally join C Harmony and meet the future ex-Mrs. Moriarty.
No, that's a terrible idea. Viking wants me to say hello to Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
All right. Hi, Lauren. She's an
love
awesome
seeing
wife.
those responses. They're so funny.
What are you
are.
looking down at? What?
I'm reading the chat.
And what's going on in the chat? What's happening?
Iron Spider misses Space Panda.
Oh,
Zanny's given a great Illuminati mug plug. Thank you, Zanny.
Sandy strong plugs. What's up with Mom dropping plugs in the chat tonight?
She said she wanted to help out.
She did great.
Yeah.
Well, did she clear it with Zanny?
She did not. I think
doesn't
Mama
have-
White Files thinks she can do anything she wants. And
She
don't.
does, doesn't she? Well, we'll
She
set her
does.
straight.
No. Oh,
There's
two things.
Untapped Value is back for another $100. Please contact me. The Y files will be part of this disclosure process.
Told ya.
Should I contact him? So here's the thing, Untapped Value. I don't know anything about any of this stuff. I use the tips line. I talk to you folks and I talk to Gino. Those are my experts. And then I take that information and I try to make an entertaining story and I talk to a fish. And then I move on to the next story. So like I won't spend a lot of time thinking about UAVs or about crab cats or stuff like that. I just don't. I'm just an entertainer who talks to a fish. And I think that's fine. I think this type of subject matter needs that. But that's all I am. I have no access to anybody, so I get manifestos in the email and files. And if I could just, bring their information to the public or to the media or to, I could be a billionaire or I can solve this, but I can't do any of these things. If it's within make people laugh, make people think, make people smile, talk to a fish, that's my wheelhouse. Anything beyond that, I can't be part of the disclosure process. Can I? Jen, can I be part of the process? I mean, I don't mind. I'm not against it, is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, he can email you.
Sure. But he wants me to contact him. I don't know. I don't know about that. Those make me nervous. Well, I get emails that are like, "Here's my personal number. Please call me." And it's like, And then 3 hours later, why haven't you called me yet? Well, and then the next day, I can't believe you haven't called me. Don't you want to know? No, I want to know less so now.
So really quick, Mark Irwin, Jonna, go get in the shower. Mark needs you to stop watching the show and go get ready for bed.
All right. And while we're on it, if you have a white Buick sedan, you're double parked. So, do we have any other announcements for the room?
Yes, it's time for a giveaway.
Oh, is it time for a giveaway? Okay.
Yep.
How do we do that? Oh, we got to hit that button. Hang on. It's not that one. One of these days, this is going to be a professional thing, but
Nah.
today is not that day. All right, there's that. And I think, can I do this? All right, we're in business. Untapped value. I'm going to leave you up there. And the thing about untapped value, I look at his avatar there. I mean, he looks like a financial planner, or maybe he looks like the good player on the softball team. Like, he looks like a guy, right?
Yes.
He looks like a guy. You wouldn't expect that he has in spiritual communication with a whole team of spirits, that interdimensional travelers, but look, you can't judge a spirit by its cover. That's what they say.
Can I say, AJ, that on the Discord, Untapped Value should come on there because I listen to every story. I have
That's a great
our
point.
users come in and tell their stories. Just this week, we had stories about astral projection all week. So you should come in, just like this AMA here is. I'm listening to everyone else's stories.
So there you go, Untapped Value. Discord is a great place for that. It really is. All kidding aside, it really is.
So you should do sideways mullet.
Ooh, that's a good one. Should I spell it the right way or like Hecklefish spelled it?
Hecklefish.
Spell.
Like Hecklefish's way? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. This is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, this is how you know who wants it. All right, here's how it works if you're just joining us. And by the looks of the numbers, a few people are. You just type in sideways mullet in the chat. That's all you type in, but you have to type it exactly how you see it. And you get entered to win a $50 gift card. It's drawn randomly. But if you type it any differently or correct the spelling, it's not going to work. So you have to type it just like that. And then what happens if you win?
You need to come to Discord and put in a help desk ticket, and I'll get your name and email, and we'll get you a
$50 gift card to the Wi-Fi store. Yay!
And Victoria will call you personally and talk to you about it, right?
No, she won't.
Okay. I'm just
absolutely.
asking. All right. Sideways mullet. All right. Everyone looks like they're spelling it right. I'm really impressed. Garrett's all lowercase, but I think that's okay, Garrett. But I'm not sure. Mark, astral projection scares me. Imagine getting lost and not able to find your way back. So most astral projection theories, I'm still looking, have you tethered to your body. It's called a silver cord. It really depends on what you believe. That you can't get lost. That if something happens out in the astral plane, the cord tugs you back and you wake up. But let's say you're doing something, you're messing with your brain waves with the hemisync and it goes awry. The astral doesn't matter. You can go into psychosis. So that's a very small chance of that, but I had to say it in the video because if 1 million people watch, there's going to be that one guy who has a bad experience. And look, man, I said, stuff could happen. You know, check with your doctor.
I
see what he says.
I sent you the story of the woman who got unplugged, and this is what happened. She figured it out and got unplugged.
It is. I couldn't work her into the story, but what she was talking about is a tech CEO just a couple of years ago. Very normal woman. She had a startup, getting some funding. Things were working out. Husband, children. She calls her mother and she's frantic. And she says, nothing is real. It's all fake. It's an experiment. It's the Matrix. Nothing is real. Oh, she's going off and just hangs up. And people think that's strange, but then they don't hear from her for a couple of days. And she's parked a few blocks away from the airport where she was supposed to go, and she's dead in her car. And there's no good cause of death. The official cause of death is she had a manic episode, and that causes death, which is very, very unusual for that to happen. She was 34 years old, just didn't have a cardiac, and also no history of manic depression. So, and then some people on the internet or Reddit will say, well, if she has manic depression, then something like this could happen. And her husband said she had no history of mental illness. Well, how does he know? He was a psychologist. He knows. So that's just a couple of years ago. That's the official story. Had a manic
Wow.
episode. She's gone. But so she felt like she said that she found the truth. So that could happen. If you have me sink out, be careful, man. All right, so we ready to draw this or what?
Yeah.
800 entries. There's Garrett, there's Chris, there's Ian, there's Feta, there's Michelle, Frankie, Jay, Thomas, Mike, Chris, Shmoo, Ziggy Zig, Pickled Pear, Mike Oakes, Ryan M. And there's, I can't believe it, there's Jenna Suisse Studios with the name I can't pronounce is the
I
winner.
think
Jenna
they
Suisse.
said it's Genesis.
It's not Jenna Suisse?
Somebody did the pronunciation in the chat, and I think that's what they said, Genesis.
All right, well, Jenna Suisse is the winner. And you go into the Discord, and Victoria will call you personally, and she'll tell you how much you won.
And I'm also now going to do last call for super chats, and we'll cut off super chats at 8:45. So can you put? Thank you.
Last call,
we
last
go.
call, y'all.
So there you go.
Just go into Discord. Gino's got you. Gino will hear the whole story. And if the story is solid, Gino will tell me. He'll say, look, this guy's got something. Because Gino's done that before.
Yep.
Rachel Jane, thank you for the super chat. I saw you in the chat earlier. Thank you for that chat as well. I tried to thank you in the live premiere, but I couldn't get the emojis to work. I don't know what that is. Is that a butterfly? What is that? A butterfly?
Bows.
It's bows.
Pink bows.
They're pink bows.
Yes, pink bows.
I can't say it without the lisp. Pink bow. So I didn't know how to make a pink bow, so I couldn't thank her properly.
Well, I'm sure she appreciates it anyway.
I don't know if she does.
She does.
Thank you, Rachel Jane. There's Tobias Steiner for $20. Just because of
Ooh, I finally love hearing the phrase, just the tip.
just because you, the fam, and your team are great. Thank you for being great content. All of it. Thanks so much, Tobias Steiner. I was wondering why you're talking about my farm, but he meant the fam. Besikwa, go ahead.
I think she said it's
Besika,
Becky Qua.
Becky Qua, Bekuku.
Two questions. A, what are you smoking? And two, can I have some?
Can we revisit after we all read the paper? Fine with me. We can talk. We can read it this week, and we'll do it next week. Honestly, I like talking about the stuff more than I like hearing the compliments, and the compliments are great. Look, they are. But you see, I try to skip through them because it's just, you understand, right? The compliments are great, but I don't want to read how.
Well, you get embarrassed.
I do, and they say the challenge, and I don't think the challenge is that good. I think it's fine.
You
Look,
also don't.
I think it's fine.
The channel's amazing.
It's not. It's okay.
But you don't like tooting your own horn. Don't. Just read the next comment.
DJ, come to Discord chat. Everyone should do that. Everyone should go to Discord chat. Joe P999, still trying to wrap my mind around this one. Fascinating subject. The beard approves. That is the beardest beard in the chat, isn't it?
Beard.
Oh, I didn't know that you love that. May I?
Sure. Let's see how long it takes you to grow that. That wasn't a dig. Don't look at me.
She's making fun of me because I have low T. That's not nice.
I am not.
That's not nice to say. That's very personal.
I didn't say anything about that at all. Your T is just fine.
All right. Now it's just TMI now, right? Now it's TMI. Oh, she's choking. You okay? And there she goes. All right. I guess I'm going to have to get the shots. All right. The beater proves, again, great work. Just awesome. We're going to get an extra brain bucket. I don't know. It feels like it would be a good piece of merch. It's just a brain bucket. But I don't think Printify has those. But you got my juices going, Joe P. K Nick says that this is her favorite channel. His favorite, her favorite, his. These days, I know you can switch. I don't know what it is.
It's their favorite channel.
It's their favorite channel. There you go.
Yes.
All right, there they go as well. Brian, loan me a Val Milner. Sir, you have officially cracked my brain. I know, Brian. I know. But it kind of was fun a little bit, wasn't it? To have the brain a little cracked? It was. You like a little brain crack. Curtis Hachinas, $2. We all live on the biggest holodeck ever made. That's true. That's true. It really annoyed me last week with Picard with the holodeck that there's ice in the bar and they pour whiskey. Like, I know how the holographic technology works on Star Trek. You don't have to put in the chat. I know how it works with the replicators and the transporters. I got all of it. You don't give me Heisenberg compensators. I got you. It just annoys me that it's so convenient. I wish it was a little more scientific. Let me see what Jenny doesn't have an opinion on the Heisenberg compensators. Rune Lady is back, still with a horrible avatar, but thank you for the
Whoop-de-doo! Thank you for that juicy tip, human.
I've used HemiSync in the past. There are a lot of topics available, including Gateway. Google the website. I've been on it, man. Been on the website. I use some of their B-roll, actually. Thanks, Monroe Institute. Do you think Rune Lady had a bad HemiSync trip and that's why she has that avatar?
We can't hear you.
That's all right. And Paul for $21.97. Jen, do you know?
She looks like Elizabeth Taylor. I've seen her on Discord.
Oh.
Well, that would be Elizabeth Taylor in her later years.
No, in real life. In real life. She looks like Elizabeth Taylor.
Right. Elizabeth Taylor's dead, so like corpsey.
She looks
right. I don't know what she's talking about. Paul for $21.97. Jen, do you know you have a handsome husband? And Wyckoff is back for $50.
What the fish needs now are tips, sweet tips. They're the only thing to bring a smile to my little lips. A tie, a shirt, a mug, or a hat. If it's easier, just click the super chat.
And asks, why did they stop researching and using the gateway process? And that's a great question. How do we know that they did stop? We don't know that. I'm going to assume that they didn't. It maybe not specifically the gateway process, but they're still researching all of it for sure. For sure. Unchained America, $5 donation toward Hecklefish psychedelic fish flakes.
Hey, pretty smart for a human.
Very nice. Thank you. Frank $4.99. Love to see a deep dive video on the island of Mu and Lemuria. The YouTube channel Spirit Science touches on this. Yeah, I visited those a few times. A couple of weeks ago, we hit those pretty hard, Frank. Good. I'm assuming that you guys know what they are, but Mu is allegedly a large continent in the Pacific that sunk, kind of like Atlantis. So I forget what episode we covered that, but I brought up some cities that were alleged to be cities in Mu. It's starting to come to me. Maybe it was the Toth video. I think that's what it was. Because there are Polynesian islands specifically Easter Island, that the languages have roots in ancient Greek. And, the prevailing academia says that there's just languages migrate, but there are others that believe that the island continent of Mu was there. So the languages just walked from Greece to Easter Island because everything was above the water. I don't know if I believe it, but it's a great story. Those will come up when we do Atlantis, Frank, and we're going to do Atlantis. I need a lot of time on that one. Keith, is it Eichel? I forget. I don't see your phonetic spelling. Eichel, there it is. It's right there. It's right there. Keith and Tasha, Eichel here. I was close. I'm getting there. It's gonna another $10 or $20, and I'm gonna have it. Love the show as always. She says hello to Mr. Naughty. Be safe, be kind. So, whoa. So Tasha's interested in Mr. Naughty, isn't that fun? She sounds like a fun wife. You can hear the evil in that laugh. Christopher Orr, $20. Good job tonight. Please cover the holographic principle as well as other similar topics. Have you or anyone else you know experienced anything in the report? I really enjoy the topics where the weird meets science. I'm right with you, Christopher. I feel the same way. I don't know of anyone, not personally, that I had never heard of the gateway process before, a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to stick with it for a little while because it doesn't take really any effort. The tapes are like a half hour. So now it takes months and months of doing them, but it's easy enough to do. Right before you go to sleep or right when you wake up, when you're still drowsy is the best time, they say. It's like 30, 35 minutes and you just go dimension hopping. So I'll let you know how it works. Nick TD's back for $10. Who created it? God, if you will. Why? Imagine you are alone in complete darkness. You have no senses. How do you know who you are and if you exist? You need something to push against, hence the hollow.
Yeah. I mean, that's the question, right? That's the question that everybody wants to know is where did even in science, if you're not talking about religion, you're talking about science. The Big Bang. Well, what was before the Big Bang and what caused it? If it was nothing, then where did it they say energy can't be created or destroyed. Well, something happened. Something caused all of this energy to be created. So
that's why she's several standard deviations above me. You're watching it. Look, you make.
So rude.
I was just having fun. Of course, those are very good points that you made, and I agree with you.
Thank you.
And I agree with what Nick says as well. You need, in order to know who you are as your consciousness, you need something to compare it against, and you need something with which to experience it. And that's the point of the paper that the Colonel wrote, is that all of our energy, the absolute, uses this hologram to perceive itself. Kind of what you need something to push against is what you say, Nick. This hologram is what the absolute uses to push against. This is how it perceives itself. The trick for my brain is it doesn't know it's doing it. That's what it's hard for me to wrap my mind around. If it doesn't know it's doing it, how did it start doing it and who kicked it off? Like Jen said, what was before the Big Bang? Nobody knows. Wedge, $9.99 Canadian. AJ, sent over some stuff about the gateway process a few months ago. Wondering if anything I sent helped. Yes, of course. It always helps. And I appreciate it. A lot of stuff in email helped. There's K Nick is back. They're back, and that's Hecklefish is their spirit animal. Thanks, K Nick. I appreciate that. Begraven, there it is. Hello, Hecklefish. Backwards sounds like hush of alcohol, eh? Does it? That would be. It kind of does. I'm going to have to remember that. We're going to have to use that. Hush of alcohol. That's pretty good. Nicely done. Another great thinking episode reminds me of dream control, like in the song Silent Lucidity by Queenstrike. Whoa, that takes me back to jean jackets and smoking a little weed behind the pool. Queenstrike. Um, I'm going to do an episode on lucid dreaming. I'm just trying to find the right way to approach it. Like, do we do the episode as kind of a how-to? Like, here's how to lucid dream. I think that would be fun, but there are lots of people that already know how to do it, or they may have a different technique. There's a few ways, and I don't want to turn them off. Like, I don't know how to. What's he going to teach me? But I'm a fan of lucid dreaming. I have done it, and it's been a while. But when I'm focused on it and thinking about it and trying to do it, I can do it once out of every 10 times or so, which is pretty good. If you don't know what lucid dreaming is, I'm assuming you do. It's when you're in a dream and you're aware that you are dreaming, which happens to everybody. But usually when you realize you're dreaming, suddenly you're back in the dream. Lucid dreaming is strange because when you become lucid, it turns on and you're like, oh, I'm in the dream. You can now do anything you want. You can control anything. You want to fly, you want to manifest something, whatever you want to do, you can make it happen. And it's very intuitive. It's not like, oh, how do I do it? You just know, which is kind of cool. But your brain really doesn't want you to be lucid. So you can feel your brain pulling you back, like pulling you back to the dream. You can feel it. And that's the hard part as a lucid dreamer, is to fight that. And there's some techniques to do that. Some people count, some people spin around in a circle. There's a few ways to do it. That's what I struggled with. Only a couple of times was I able to fight that left brain taking control again. Only a couple of times. It's very strong. But if you think that would be a fun episode, let me know. And let me know, do we do the how-to or do we explain what it is? I'd like to know that. Brian Lomi of Almillar is back for $5.91. Lots to think about for this one. Can I travel to a reality where the Vikings can win the Super Bowl? When would that be? Late 80s? That's going to be a while. But look, Brian, there's a universe out there somewhere where they have a decent team. Delmira Agnew is here, $9.99. My boyfriend TJ and I are huge fans of the show. Hey, TJ. We'll read the sources. Okay. I heard that we all actually died back in 2012 and we were just living out in a collective post-death consciousness. That's dark, huh?
That's really dark.
So we're all dead. Gino, you've heard this one? That we're all dead, living at a post-death consciousness?
Absolutely. I think that it's equally as possible in the simulation that we could be doing that.
Why not?
He's heard all of them. He knows all of these.
Well, in our personal lives, I got to say things did change for us around that time, and it's been a wild ride since. So yeah, maybe this is the past life, post-life consciousness.
Okay, could be. You believe it, don't you?
No.
And Nayushi for $10. You're the new Art Bell. It's a good thing. That would be a great thing, but I'm not even close to Art Bell, not even in his galaxy. But I'm a huge fan, and I hope you see his picture on the board out of respect. Third Eye Investments. $6. On DMT, I opened my eyes to see through everything like hologram. Felt infinite love, then exploded into everything in the universe. Felt more real than reality. Now, that's a trippy, wacky comment, but if you smoke DMT, you know exactly what he means. Crystal Metherson. All right. Now, she's Crystal? That's a she's, right? And she's meth?
Well, I love the avatar.
I can't. It's like she's methy in the avatar. Is she a little methy?
She's got hairy legs. She
itchy, right? And like she got the itches and right. She's grinding her teeth.
Yeah, that's fine.
Jen doesn't know any of this. She doesn't know any of the side effects of any of this, but Gino does. Fascinating exploration of altered states of consciousness and the implications of accessing them. The idea that we can shift our brainwaves. Dude! Crystal Metherson, we can totally shift our brainwaves. That is not up for debate. What happens after that is, but try it carefully. Steely is here for $5. Now we need to see Hecklefish with a sideways mullet. and super mind powers. Don't ask me how he would get either one. I'm sure he has his ways. He could have a sideways mullet. You know, he's a master of disguise. Wasn't it a few weeks ago that he was a femme sexy?
He was a femme sexy, but now I need to get him a Joe Dirt mullet.
I think we have one. No, we may have to get a Joe Dirt mullet because with the spiky.
Yes, that would be perfect.
All right, Steely. Coming up, Mothman. Oh, it's getting cold in here. You know, I'm gonna try turning the heat on. Let me tell me if you can hear this. I hope Applebee's has hot cocoa. Can you hear that?
No.
Okay. Mothman Ranch for $10 is tech grub. Can't switch accounts while door dashing, but love this one. It's a tie between Sim Theory. Oh, that was lunch. And Hollow Theory. I want them both. Mothman wants them both. At Mothman Ranch, you can have them both. They're compatible. 100% compatible. The simulation, so the energy in the absolute, the infinity, that could be the operating system or whatever the simulation lays on top of. It's totally compatible. Theodore Denny, $5. Do you cover Port Lock, Alaska is closed? I haven't covered that, Theodore, but send that in the tips line. I'll take a look at it. We do have some Alaska stories coming up. Jenna Suisse Studios, $49.99.
I'm a fish, I'm a lover, I'm a freak. In the covers, I'm a swimmer, I'm a saint. I do not feel ashamed.
A lot of state-based speakers, Tony Robbins, Dr. Joe Dispenza, use these techniques to teach manifestation. Sounds like epigenetics and universe jumping might be more connected than they're saying. Stay tuned for our mystery comic channel next month. We'll be looking forward to that. Tony Robbins has some interesting reverse speech. I would, if you're a fan of his, I'd encourage you to take a look at those on David Oates' website. They're very funny. Yeah, I can't really. The stream will get canceled if I tell you what he says. But yes, you were right. I don't know much about Dr. Joe, but I know Tony Robbins' system very, very well. And yeah, manifestation, absolutely. But how could it hurt, right? If you're constantly thinking about trying to be more successful at something or good at something, you can make that happen. And if you constantly remind yourself that maybe you're doing a live stream and it's terrible, it's going to be terrible. Rihanna for $20.
Booyah! That's the stuff.
I love the White Files hoodies everyone is wearing.
I don't know what he's doing.
He's showing the back.
Oh,
Nice. I don't know where mine is.
I'm wearing yours. But mine is at the studio. So you should be able to.
I don't
find
know
it.
where yours is.
I think it's in the workshop area.
Oh, you don't want to see what's there. This is a mess. The hoodies, yes. Thank you, Rihanna. For the record, I like this Rihanna way better than that other one.
I like the flower.
Isn't that nice?
It is. It's pretty.
You know how she is. She's very, very positive.
Yes.
This episode was intense in a good way. Makes me want to learn more. That's perfect. That's the biggest compliment, Rihanna. I'm glad. I love when we send you down a rabbit hole, and also want you to think. It can't all be the fish making fart jokes. Storyman's World of Discovery, 1999. It's true. I've tried it. It works. Scary experience. There's a warning that you need to be careful because you can also get lost and risk not finding your way back, risking forever locked in that altered state. That's true. And I mentioned that warning in the episode that you can get untethered, and that becomes psychosis. That's what psychosis is that break from reality, and that can happen. It was very, very rare, at least in my research, but I did find some cases of it. Granted, those people had other issues as well, but if they were prone to mental illness or some other maybe physiological problems, messing with the brainwaves, it's not going to help. It could kick that stuff off. You know, like with migraines, if that's a physiological issue, but you mess with the brainwaves, that'll kick off a migraine if you're prone to them. Where is Jay Screezy? There he is.
Oh, thank you for stuffing the old tip jar, human.
I've had OBE, sleep paralysis, and lucid dreaming. My latest deep sleep brain bucket is waking up from a dream only to fall back asleep into seemingly the same dream. I wonder if I inadvertently tapped into the absolute brainwave. That's a good answer, Screezy. Happens to me all the time. I feel like I can do it by choice. Like if oh, that dream was cool, let's go back to that. I think I can make that happen. I'm assuming you can too. Especially if you don't let yourself wake up, right? If you're still kind of there, you can get right back into it. But it would make sense if it's all part of the absolute, because that means your right brain is tuned in, it's connected, jacked in.
I mean, that happens to me all the time too. I just think that I was thinking about the dream.
What?
I just think I was thinking about the dream, and when I went to sleep, my subconscious just picks up where it left off because the dream was interesting, or it was scary, or there was something going on that my brain was. They say your dreams are your subconscious working through issues or problems or what things that you need to find an answer to. So,
isn't that exactly what I said?
well, but I don't think that means that necessarily that you're connecting to the absolute. I think your mind is working through issues.
Did you watch the episode tonight?
I did watch it, but I was also on the chat doing mod work, and that was a heavy one, so I'm gonna have to watch it again.
She'll watch it again, Screezy, and she'll be. Hang on, what are you making faces down there?
No, I was reading the chat.
Pygar, the White Files own up. The fish is a ventriloquist. He might be.
So he's doing.
He's doing me. It could be. I do feel something in my butt. Read it by for $4.99. Thanks for all the great info you provide week in and week out. What are your thoughts personally on this episode linked with simulation theory? Well, it's a simulation theory at work. Ready by. I think they're compatible. If you believe simulation theory, you can still subscribe to this theory that the Colonel talked about. Simulation theory kind of fits with everything, right? Because you can't not prove it. Everything will work with the simulation. And that's fun to do with people, by the way. When they say, oh, this isn't a simulation, ask them to prove that it's not. And watch how frustrated they get. DF $10.
You can't prove a negative. Vipassana meditation
helps achieve this level. I've always wanted to try the Monroe Institute along with the Monroe Institute programs they offer. And they will gladly sell you those programs. It was something I left out of the episode because it was a little unseemly. But when the Vice released that article talking about the CIA document and how page 25 was missing, the Monroe Institute contacted Vice and said, hey, we have it. So the author got on the phone with them and said, great, I'll do a follow-up article. Go ahead and send that over. And they said, well, we're wondering if there's a marketing opportunity that we can maybe capitalize on the attention that the article is getting. And he was like, I don't think so. And they were like, okay. And it didn't go anywhere. But then I think it was 2 or 3 weeks later, there was a new marketing person or a new person in charge. And she said, you can have it. We don't need a press release. You can have it. And I thought that was cool. But I didn't like that before we send this, is there a way that we can maybe do a promo code or a 2-for-1? I didn't like that. That said, if I had the time, I would take one of these courses. The Gateway Experience was supposed to be a week. I think they still have some that are like full week intensives. The CEO described it as an exhausting marathon, just exercise day in and day out for hours and hours. I'd try it. DS Smith, Texas, 109. Thanks for the great content. What is that? Is that a mongoose?
It's a
what is that?
puppy.
It's a puppy.
It's a husky puppy.
Oh, okay. Is he
But just
okay?
has
Is he sick?
Snout.
He needs to go to the vet?
No, they just
He's
took
okay?
the picture up his nose.
All right. I don't want the puppy to be sick.
He's not sick. He's good.
Well, Melissa Taylor, thank you for the $10. She enjoyed the episode. And well, hang on. Oh, there we go. And Wyckoff, $200.
I'm a fish and I'm a star. So put more dough in my jar. The type of vodka that I need is Belvedere. I need to buy a tinfoil hat.
Here we go.
So please click the super chat. We all know the government is listening.
And says, but the CIA dropped this stuff eventually. Why? And it's hard for me to have a back and forth because I will forget where we were. But if you're saying the CIA dropped this stuff, meaning they dropped this research, hang on, what's that? Gino's not looking healthy. If wondering why they dropped this research, I'm saying that they didn't. I can't prove that, but the CIA is always looking and the military is always looking for stuff. And they haven't stopped exploring the paranormal. They haven't stopped doing that. And how would we know any black budget is in the billions? And I think that's what you mean by dropped, not like a document drop, right? And you can tell me in the chat, and you don't have to spend $200 to do it. But you know what? I'm not going to complain. I appreciate the support. Proposed perspective for 10 New Zealand. Thank you for the episode. Great topic. Really enjoyed it. Smiley, smiley, smiley. You're welcome. I don't know what kind of avatar that is. Is that a belly button? An unhealthy belly button?
No, it's a person sitting cross-legged in the corner of a room.
I thought it was a belly button with hair coming out of it. It's not a belly button lint. Xanathos, don't forget to smash that like, share, and subscribe buttons. Go ahead and smash it. Smash it with all you've got. Sean Fanning, whoa!
Yo, yo, ooh la la, yo. Fish really need some money. I need to buy some stuff. Fish really needs some money. YouTube don't pay enough. Fish really needs some money. So click the super chat. Like that.
Karma.
Sean Fanning loves the show. Thanks for the $4.99. For that, Victoria will actually come over your house and do some cleaning. So we appreciate that. Jump in the Discord, open a ticket with Victoria, and you set up a time, and she'll come over. She'll do some cleaning, but only 2 bedrooms. If you have a bigger house than that, then you have to pick the bedrooms. Get out your sponge. She's got sponges, right?
You are terrible.
There's Feta for $9.99. Would you happen to know the best frequencies to listen to try and access the altered state of reality? Yeah, there's different frequencies for different things in the Monroe Institute. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but if you just YouTube exactly what you wrote, just copy and paste it, you'll all day long, you'll have stuff. I can't tell you if they're accurate, but all day long. Let me know how it goes. As Lachey for 20 Australian. Love you guys. Keep making amazing content. Heart. I'm going to try, those $500 tips, they help keep it going. Just, don't take advantage of Victoria. Paul S for 1337. That spells leet. They go down throughout the night because YouTube caps you at 500 a day. And I never know how long the stream will last. Well, that's nice. I mean, I think he could just drop the 500 at the beginning and then we're good.
No, because he wants to talk with you.
He wants to talk. He wants to get it out there.
Mm-hmm. It
We can put
is.
them up.
Just FYI,
We'll put them up.
you have 173 starred comments left to read.
Oh boy, what time is Applebee's close? This is going to
I
be a
think you said they
doozy.
close at 11, but do you want me to send you some food?
No, it only takes a minute to order it, and you and Victoria can converse while I do that. Nobody minds, do they?
No.
There's not a serial killer. Oh, $5 is Hecklefish, a hologram. No, he's real. He's real, clearly. Brian Dattilo, that $20 fantastic episode and job describing the energy and the phenomenon. I'm decently versed in physics and chemistry, but never could explain the way you did. My thoughts on consciousness in and outside the physical body. Bravo, Zulu. Thanks, Brian. That's nice of you to say. It took a few edits to get it right, and I don't think I did a great job, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. Memo Salas, thank you for the $9.99. What is Memo looking at? Is he not paying attention?
He's looking at the beautiful majesty of the mountains.
He's looking at the majesty?
Yes.
No, he should stay focused on what's in front of him. That's distracted by the majesty.
Distracted.
Demonic Horde supporting the channel. Maybe they reincarnate. Also, Black-Eyed Kids, do it! He really wants the Black-Eyed Kids, huh?
Very much so.
It's coming. Leland for $50. Thank you for presenting this. It's all about resonance. This is a learning environment. Be well, be easy, and be happy. 100% right. It's all about resonance. That's exactly what's described in the paper. Scott F., good to see you. $20. Join late. Just caught up. Holy expletive deleted. I also need a bigger bucket. This one was intense. It was. I don't know. How are the stats on it? Is people watching it?
People are watching it. It's,
Yeah.
it's 6 of 10 right now, but
Yeah.
it's at 210,000 views.
Yeah. It's gonna be a tough one. I'm gonna have to go back to aliens. Cat.
Cat.
Fat Boy TW78 for $10. Evil exists because when was the last time you took seriously or even wanted to play a game you knew you would win? That's an interesting perspective. I was always a sore loser as a kid, but yeah, you still want there to be some challenge. And that's exactly right. Without the evil, how do you even understand good? Oh, there's Anne she dropped it down a little bit.
Yeah, she did, but that's okay.
That the CIA dropped it due to lack of evidence. Is she talking about this report?
She is.
No,
She's just talking about the whole experiment.
Yeah, this report was classified in 83 and declassified in 03 is just a matter of course. And it was just a report. We don't know if it was part of a project. I'm not even sure why the CIA had it, because I didn't see any transfer documents with it, how it came from Army Intel over to CIA. I'm not sure. My guess is... Go ahead. You have a theory?
No, you guess.
My guess is that it was classified as a matter of course. That it wasn't a specific CIA budget, CIA project. That's my guess. But dropped due to lack of evidence. They're still looking at paranormal research is still going strong. 100%. Nick, $10. Haven't watched yet, but I've almost binged this entire channel in a week. Thanks for all the work this team puts in. You're very welcome. Yeah. Victoria, very excited. Monster Shorts, $10. You should do a video on the man-eaters of Tsavo. I did a video about them on my channel, but you and Lord Hecklefish could do a much better video. Everyone go check out Monster Shorts right now. Monster Shorts. And what if she's back? She's back. We're not in an argument, right? We're good.
Not that I know of. This is from like an hour and a half ago, so I don't know how she could be arguing with you.
Oh, okay. Well, she says near-death experiences are connected, and she's absolutely right. It's all the same stuff. The NDE, the OBE, the astral, it's all the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There she goes. Woody's Geek Channel for $20. Awesome episode. My favorite so far. Inspired me to do more in-depth research. Love your hard work. Thank you so much. That's Woody's Geek Channel. Everyone go check that out. Mountain Goat is there for $9.99. What's going on there? Her husband doesn't look well.
It's because it's her puppy.
Another great episode. Interestingly, when I'm about to fall asleep, also, it's when I see deja vu scenes. I started writing them down a year ago. Now I'm intrigued. That's such a great idea to do that, is to journal. And if you're trying to lucid dream or do this stuff, it's helpful to do that because you're really connected to your right brain when you journal. Paul is back for 1321. You should see his apparatus. It's crazy. I got mirrors and all kinds of stuff. Make it sound like a Liberace concert.
He was commenting on, this was back when you were talking about the double slit experiment and the machine that the guy built for that. That's what you said. And Victoria's dog approves.
DJ, so my B life is you have to be blessed with it. I literally have been trying to reach this state again for a long time, over 20 years. 20 years. Keep on trying, DJ. You'll get it. Genesuisse Studios for $9.99. Congratulations on your win tonight, by the way. Definitely travel, definitely a little refreshment, but not what you'd think. Pure yerba mate and kava. Experience existence on a molecular to cosmic level, everything pulsing in sync in between.
Okay.
That's I agree. The yerba mate and the kava didn't do it for me. The kava made me so nauseous. It kind of worked, but boy, it made me nauseous. Dad joke. Grasshopper walks in the bar. Bartender says, "Hey, we have a drink named after you." Grasshopper says, "You have a drink named Steve?" I always heard it as Irving because I think Irving's a funnier word. But Steve's good. Steve works.
That's a good one. I like that.
You have a guy, you have a walks into a bar joke? Go ahead.
I do, but it's a long one.
Matt R 6789. What do you think about quasi crystals and reality projection theories? Fun stuff. Thank you for all your hard work. Also, you check out the Space Delta 18 logo last time I fell asleep. Interesting to say the least. Quasi crystals, that's outside of my realm because I talked to a fish. Reality projection theories, I like those. We talked about a couple of those tonight. And I think if we do holographic principle, it might be a cool way is to bring in some other theories like that instead of just hitting holographic the whole episode. That might be a lot. There's Steve Kiss, $200.
I'm a goldfish. In a steel bowl I swim. I wanted a tip. I wanted a tip.
What does he say? In a steel bowl I swim? Is that what he says?
I got one.
I think I've watched every episode 3 times now in 2 months. Keep killing it, lizard people. Thanks, Steve. That's amazing. Every episode 3 times in 2 months. I wonder if I get 3 times the views for that. It doesn't matter with that tip. You do whatever you need to do, Steve. Casey Jones, thank you for supporting. Glad to support my dude, and I appreciate the support, Casey. The Fun Chasers, $10. Love your show. We have a YouTube travel channel. A lot of creators coming in the chat tonight. Where do you want to go to do a Y-Files episode in person? If you could, we'll do an episode, if practical, on our bucket list playlist. Awesome episode tonight. I don't know where I would do a Y-Files episode in person. I kind of like not going to location, but New Orleans might be nice to go to some of the haunted, scary places down there. That would be fun to do. Mike, thank you for the $11 Canadian. He's a fan of the channel. That was his favorite that was his favorite one, and he wants a shout out from Hecklefish. I did my best, Mike. It's late. Thomas Hawk for $19.99. Ever hear the Road to Ruta theory? I have not. It seems to involve the Titanic, Jekyll Island, Nesra, Ron Paul report on fiat currency and precious metals.
I'm writing this down.
Yeah, that one's got a lot. Thomas Hawk, that one's got a lot. We're looking at that one. Draco, percent 555, tips 555, really likes the glasses. Thanks, man. There's something about everything you did in there from the avatar to the message to the username. So there's a lot of numerology in there. There she goes. Winter Mute for $5. Got my Lizard People mug. My fist won't fit in it. My coffee probably will when I get some. Very cool mug though, but no tinfoil hat. You might just have a really meaty fist. You could have elephantitis of the fist, which would make you very attractive in some places.
Would you stop all?
There's CB Cooper for 808. Love the video. Favorite topic of mine. I'm reminded of the Gnostics' belief in monad and love. And yep, we covered all that stuff 2 weeks ago. CB, I think you like that episode. Check it out. Anna's back. What happened to the plushy heckle fishy? We're working on it. I promise. Working on it. And look, I'm gonna have to speed it up. I'm gonna have to cook, right?
Yep.
9:20. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cook.
Yep.
All right. And if I don't get to your super chat, I'm sorry. Right?
Well, yeah, you're sorry. I mean, you've been talking for 3 hours. But you can go for a little bit longer.
No, I think I can go 4. I just got to make sure dinner's ordered, and then we'll time it. We'll time it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
All right. She's very confident. And we're working on it. I promise. And I'm not just saying that. There's actually people looking at that. Leonard Murphy for 2222. Have you read The Trap by David Icke? He dives deep into this topic, plus lizard people. No one knows more about lizard people than David. I don't know if I've read that one. I don't know if that's the one I read. But he's an entertaining read. Thanks for the tip, Leonard. Matthew Horton for 2025. You guys are amazing. Discovered you recently. He's obsessed and wants us to beware of the crab cat. Speaking of, rather than beware of him, you can have a crab cat right with your morning coffee. Go shop at thewildfiles.com. You support your favorite YouTube channel or this one. Sarah Hunking. Awesome show. We'll watch again just to understand it all. Wanted to let you know how we look forward to you and Hecklepush. Dan, Ricky, and Sarah. There's Dan, Ricky, and Sarah. There's Ed Roll. What's he doing? Is he just peeking in?
He's in front of a plane. Like it looks like a private jet or something. Or one of those little weird.
The absolute expands and contracts and will always expand and contract for eternity in a spiral motion like our galaxy. There is no real evil. I like the way you think, man. A lot of what you said is in that paper. Eat me. 550. Decorate your inner box and make it attractive so you feel comfortable to leave your worries behind. Where can you grab them? Gateway tapes from the Monroe Institute, from their website. You can order them there. I don't know if they're going to send you CDs or, the website looks like it could use a refresh. Maybe they send you files, workbook. I don't know. $600. I want a workbook. JJ Garrett for $10. Best chat yet. Definitely my favorite chat. I don't know what's going on there. Is that a caterpillar?
They're kittens with a doggy. Oh. It's 2 kittens with a doggy nose.
Are they alive?
Yes, they're alive.
I don't know if did the dog hurt the kittens?
No, and the dog didn't eat the cats or kill them or anything. It's just 2 little kitties with a puppy.
I hope they're okay. Alex R for $5. Just finished the episode. What about psychedelics in remote viewing? DMT, LSD, or psilocybin? Psilocybin won't work. Too mushy. LSD, that's probably not going to do it. DMT probably could. Kevin Nelson, $1.99. You might think about doing a video on Dodi Al-Fayed. I don't know if the YouTube algorithm likes the Princess Di stuff, but I've covered her a little bit. She pops up whenever I talk about it. and a seer, a predictor, one of those. The Princess Di's always in that list. Unless you know something, Kevin, about Dodi Fayed that I don't, let me know in the tips line. Matthew Horton, 2025. I already read you, Matthew. You're obsessed, but I'm glad you are. JWS seal coating. What's a seal coating? What does it go on a seal?
Yes.
You rock, my son Blake and Athena. Love your show. All right. Hey, Blake. Hey, Athena. Is Athena the goddess of war? Is she the warrior goddess?
Yes. She was.
Wow.
Or is.
Or is.
Depends.
And is
on
her
where-
monument the Nike? The Nike on the Acropolis?
Yes, some people know that as Nike.
Nathan, $5 Expanding on Consciousness podcast had a lot of this information. I really enjoyed learning about consciousness being a fundamental part of reality, of course. I don't know that podcast, Nathan, but I want to check it out. As long as it's not too much. You know what I mean by too much? You know what I mean. Cowboy Samurai, $5. Do Coral Castle also, can I sample you in my music? Throws the goat. It depends on the sample. You can email me about that. And you probably are going to want to because we're joining Content ID. Coral Castle, I'd have to do that with some other stuff, but I did cover that Cowboy in the acoustic levitation video. I covered Edward Leeds Scanlon, and I actually showed how he moved some of those big pieces of the castle. It wasn't done with sound; it was done with pulleys, but but still cool. He was amazing. Giant Cardinals. $20. Big fan of the channel. Episodes are always great. Would you be willing to shout out my buddy's channel, who's also a fan? I believe he's watching. If so, his channel is Pasquale Nava for $50. I'm just joking, of course. His channel is that right there. You can see it. Make sure you get in the question mark feature equals shares. Otherwise, it's not going to work. That's the main catch. M-A-I-N-E, like the state. There's Greg, 499. War shouldn't contaminate the gateway process. It shouldn't. But it will. Eric Bishop, good to see him ready and waiting to immediately buy that Mr. Naughty coffee mug teased a couple of weeks ago. It's there, man. I showed you. It's on the site. I hope you already ordered it. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? It's only going to take a minute. Just hang on one second. This is for Eric. You know how he is. He doesn't always pay attention. He's distracted. There it is. The Illuminati Jumbo Mug. So that means it's fistable. That mug is definitely fistable. For those of you that have elephantitis of the fist. Look, it's $15. That's probably too low. I'm probably going to raise that. But for now, it's $15. And what is it? Promo code Lizard People, one word. LIZZIDPEEPLE. Get you 10% off everything in cart. Not a serial killer's back for $5. How big is Hecklefish's bowl? 4 fists? It may be 4.5 fists to get into the orifice, but it's about 8 fists at the circumference. Kinsei Sensei, $4.99. What do you think of the erased civilization of Tartaria and the Star Forts? I got to grind through these super chats, Kinsei, and I'm sorry for that. Because it looks like I am just coming up on 2 hours behind. Tartaria is coming. I'll give you the quick speech. It's a new urban legend. Tartaria is a globe-spanning empire that originates in Asia. They cover the entire world. They amazing architecture that you can see in the world's fairs of the turn of the century. A worldwide catastrophe of a mud flood floods over the civilization, wipes it out. And there's evidence of that in the architecture. And then their civilization is covered up specifically by the CIA and the KGB for what reason, we don't know. Those are the bullet points. There's some more to it, but it's an urban legend that's still being formed. But I'm definitely doing it because people are interested in it. But don't worry, it's not real. John Lewin for $5. I'll let the dollars talk for me. That's that a boy. That a boy. Greg Beaudry for $9.99. Love the channel. Have you looked into the theory of J.R.R. Tolkien's stories are actually a historic tale of Europe during the Ice Age? I've heard that. And I think George Martin kind of piggybacked on that, didn't he? But I have heard that. Tolkien might be a fun person for the Who Files. Carl Dittersdorf, $5. What do you do when a sim theory denier throws a pin at you? Run because you know they have a grenade in their mouth. That's good advice. Gallia. What is it? What does she have? Broccoli hanging off? Gallia, you have something on your chin. What is that? Broccoli?
Jail.
She's got
It's kale.
kale in her mouth, maybe.
She gotta wipe that.
Something you got it
Can you
right.
imagine what's between her teeth? Hi, Jay from Mexico City. Hey, bonjour. Is that you? Bonsoir.
No, not.
Haji
I think-
Mamaste.
I think she's in New Mexico.
Buonanotte.
No.
Buenas noches. I'm watching while working on my art. Addicted to Wi-Files. Hello, Jen. Hello, Vic. Hello, Gino. I'm infatuated. Oh, hang on. I'm infatuated for Hecklefish rings.
Ah, okay.
She could use those rings to hold in the napkins that she needs. I'll tell you that. She knows I'm joking, of course, doesn't she?
Of course.
Cheek Clappa 69 giggity $5. Tartarians are the new flat earthers. Fish, the dish prefer. I know what you're saying. Yeah, Cheek, I'm with you. That's not a true thing. It's a brand new urban legend, but it's a good story. So I'm going to tell it, but yeah, it's not a real thing. Chad's Fishing Tales, $5. We are on vacation in Tennessee, but we're still taking time out to watch your show. We love it. Oh, that's very nice of you. You don't have to do that, though. I'll be here when you get back. Probably. Unknown user, $5. Unknown oozer.
Unknown user.
He's not, nothing's oozing, right?
I hope not. That would be unfortunate. Especially
make
if
a
it's
pill for that.
unknown what is oozing.
Yeah, you may want to take a sample of that to your doctor.
Yeah.
I did this, spent 4 hours naked wearing earbuds in sensory deprivation tank and traveled 5 hours into the future. I hope it was fun up there. The dude, 087, $5. Hey, AJ, couldn't help but notice in every episode you wear the same shirt. Is that a coincidence or is there a reason behind it? Great show tonight. That's a good question, dude. I wear it so it's just us, so I'm going to tell you. I wear it so when people are going through the episodes, they don't know where they are. Like they don't know if it's new, if it's old, because I'm just wearing the same stuff. That's all there is to it. I'm just trying to trick you into watching. Like, oh, I haven't seen this one yet. Oh, yes, I have, but I got the view. Matthew M, $5. If you open the doors of perception with medicine psychedelics, other techniques become easier. Apprehension about the experience lessens. That's true. That's true. If you're over 21, that's absolutely true. Big cousin. Hey, great topic. Really makes you think. This is the mind-blowing stuff most people do not think about. Seth, material is interesting. In all our existence, we still have no clue about what happens after death. Shout out my Aunt E. Norm Stitz. Aunt E. Norma Stitz.
Don't. Just skip that part. I started because it was a lovely $50 donation.
Shout out my aunt. You say it.
No, I'm not saying it.
Fearing the Crab Cat is the username. And what is that? That dog is mounting a crab cat? I don't want to interrupt him eating his rice pudding. His curds and whey. On his tuffet. Did you see him eating his curds and whey?
I did. No, the doggy's just playing with a ball or a crab apple.
He's not mating with something, right? because I don't know if I could show that. When is the Y-Files meet and greet? Vegas is perfect. Love the show. Fearing the Crab Cat. We're probably going to have the meet and greet in California so people can stay at Victoria's house. What we're going to do is we're going to do a contest, and 5 lucky winners can stay in her guest room. So keep your eye out for that. Happy Cows, $5. The answer is all things are happening all at once in all different directionals. Can I have my Nobel Prize now? Sorry, Happy Cows. I like the way you think, but that ain't going to get the prize. Here's Adam is back for $2. This is one of my favorites.
See, I told you guys weren't fighting.
I'm glad we're not fighting, Anne. Sock Monkey, $5. Did Dad joke? My daughter asked if I've seen the dog bowl. I said I never knew he did.
What do you call a pig with 3 eyes?
Arameyer 25669, visiting Las Vegas in 2 weeks. Any recommendations on a place I should visit? Anything from nerd stuff to foods to drinks or anything. You should visit the Millennium Bar in Vegas. It's, if you want nerd stuff, it's all Star Wars and Marvel and all kinds of stuff. It's a Millennium. I know you're going to burst. So go ahead.
Well, and now I have to tell the beginning again.
It's gonna take a while. Bailey for $10. Hey, I'm curious if you saw / had any thoughts on my FOIA and subsequent Vice article and final release page 53. People responded with, I think it was a cover up CIA story for the missing page, to be honest.
I didn't see this. How did all of our faces get so big?
I don't know.
That's weird. Okay, you changed. There, that's better.
I didn't have any thoughts on her FOIA request or the subsequent Vice article and final release page 53.
I didn't see it. I
didn't see it either. Go ahead. Jen's going to look for that, Bailey. Psychoholic for $5 Australian. Z Frank is a YouTube channel. Oh, I'm really behind, huh? YouTube channel about animals. His tongue firmly in cheek, not always not safe for work. First super chat ever. Goat. Glasses goat. Well, welcome. Look at those. Look at the spindles. Look at. Oh my goodness. That's the stuff of nightmares. D's retired nuts. D's retired nuts right there.
Right there. Look at him. Look
at him. Appreciate your videos. Thanks, D's retired nuts. Johnny Black 499. It's my son Zion's 6th birthday, and he got some really sweet Y-Files merch.
Yay!
And he wasn't even disappointed, right? Or he was happy.
Happy birthday, Zion. Oh. I heard myself reverb.
Happy birthday, Zion. Audio $5. You know anything about the Pentagon and the mothership stuff? No. But put in the tips line, I'll look into it. Scott B. Garage Gold missed the show, but I will definitely catch later. Cool. Thanks for the tip there, Scott, and supporting the channel. Paratrooper 108, $9.99. Transcendental meditation and simulation theory equals gateway process. That's a recipe for making sense of all this. TM is mentioned heavily in the paper, Paratrooper. So you're definitely on the right track. Cricket. Bow ties are cool. I can't deny that.
It's a Discord thing. You have to come to Discord to find out.
You have to go to Discord to find out. That's where all the good jokes are. Keenan, key one, 999. Are there any stories in particular that you're more hesitant to cover due to possible potential government retaliation? Me, Dom, my dad, Ray, and mom, Carla, love your show every week. Keenan, no, I'm not afraid of the government. I'm afraid of YouTube. There are subjects I don't cover because of YouTube, but no, I'm not afraid of the government. I was before we hit 1 million subscribers, though. I got to be honest. David S. 499. What do you think about psychedelics? Send them over. Awareness is key. Much love from Chicago. Send them over. But if you're going to put those in the mail, you're going to have to, you're going to want to you got to vac seal that, and you're probably going to want a foil bag. Put the vac seal
Stop.
inside the.
Move along.
Sean, I love the show. Adores the fish as well. Thanks, Sean. Paul's there for 1337 spells lead. AJ, hear about Linus Tech Tips getting hacked today. Channel's down for most of the day, and now all the videos are up, including privated ones. So be safe. Yeah, after I heard about Linus's channel getting hacked, I made sure that all my security was in place. I haven't checked on his channel yet to see what happened. I don't think this is the first time it's happened to him, but he's got a big staff. I'm assuming that someone clicked something by mistake. But what a disaster. I know at first YouTube wasn't helping him, but I'm glad to see it's back. And the private videos, yeah, I think YouTube just restored everything and didn't just restored everything. So there were videos up there on Linus's channel like, do not post, whatever you do, never post this. The world will end if this goes up. Like all those videos went up. Lindsay 3D, Lindsay 3D, what is that? Is she Obi-Wan there or?
Mm-hmm.
Instantaneous response of particles is dark matter. Could be dark matter. And dark matter doesn't care about the concept of time. I like that thought. Ed's back. Challenge accepted. Would Hecklefish be giving me the Nobel Prize? If you can solve it, the Nobel Committee will give you the prize. Stephanie Harnett, Canadian 1234. Y'all are amazing. Keep it up. Thank you, Stephanie. Makato Drac. Hey, Jay, where can I send you proof of on tonight's show? You can email me anytime you like. If it's hard copy stuff, you could send it to the address that's on the channel. But happy to hear from you. Yellow Umbrella Homebrew is back for tonight's episode. Was great. Have you heard of Dolores Cannon and her work? P.S. What's up, Hecklefish? I haven't heard of her. Yellow Umbrella, but email me. Jackson Cagle. I thought that's how you exercise your.
No. No, that's not that.
You sure that your pelvic floor?
Yeah, that's a different spelling and a different pronunciation.
Different pronunciation, huh? Woo, I made it. High five to the Wi-Fi's community. High five back at you, Kegels. Matt S., thank you for that huge tip. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Keep up the incredible work. The headphones are dangling here, right? But they're on the arm of the microphone, and I must have just brushed them by mistake and didn't realize, and they fell onto my arm. And I had no idea what it was. It scared the hell out of me, but I had the presence of mind to say, don't freak out on it. If it's a giant bug or whatever, it's fine. But it took all my energy. And I bet if I go back and watch this, I'll see the panic in my eyes. But that's all it was. Everything's fine. Matt, we're good. Don't worry about it. The truth is out there's back. Does Satan reside in Geneva, CERN? I don't know if that's a serious question, but if it is, the answer is no, he does not. Thelane McKay, T-Lane, 1220. There is research supporting those with single-sided hearing can still use binaural beats. That's interesting. I'm curious to find if Monroe would support this also. Single-sided hearing. How do they do that? I guess that would work. Interesting. Interesting comment. Thanks, Delane. Bobby J. 999. Hey, Waffle House team, one of my favorite episodes. Highly recommend the TV show Fringe to everyone. It explores a lot of these discussed in the week's Waffle episodes. The show stars the late talent Lance Reddick, R.I.P. Yeah, R.I.P. Fringe is a great show. John Noble is the best part of that show. But yeah, I know Fringe very well. Very, very well. Bachika, Bakuka, Bakika, Bakwika, Bakika, Bachika. You got to figure out how to quantify an unmeasurable event. Its internal comprehension really can't be tested. It's frustrating. That's true. That's why we have faith. Lamp 81. This was a great episode. I definitely will have to go back and listen again. Had an out-of-body experience myself years ago. Did you do one on reincarnation yet? A little bit. I did a story on Dorothy Eady, which was fun, about reincarnation, where she's born in England and she is the reincarnated I guess, concubine of Ramses II. Which if you don't know the story, I know it sounds crazy, but she had a lot of stuff that felt like evidence. It's an amazing life. So if you're into reincarnation, check that one out. And I mentioned a couple of other stories in that one, ones that you probably know, like the Leninger kid and some of those other people. But I'll do a deeper dive, Lamp, maybe in a more spiritual kind of way. Mod Corey is there for $10. Just want to send a small thank you for your incredible videos. You and Mrs. Wi-Files have made my commute to work something I actually look forward to. Love you guys. Isn't that nice?
That is nice.
Oh, is he sad in his photo? Is he okay?
No, I think he's contemplating the mysteries of life.
He's pensive.
He's a little pensive.
Let me see your pensive face. Pretty good. That's you as a big-time actress. Check her out on IMDb. Mr. Peckerwood. So all these terrible movies and TV shows of late are because someone is using their mind for evil? That would explain a lot. The terrible movies are because of something else. Look into Black Rock and you'll have the answer. Mike McBride, 1999. I love your show. How did you get Morgan Freeman to do your narration? He owed Hecklefish a favor. Hecklefish bailed him out of a sticky situation not too long ago. Something to do with his granddaughter. I'm not really sure. LoJack just hit up the merch store and picked up a super cool shirt and even cooler mug. Thanks for all you do. Show is super rad. Thanks, LoJack, and thanks for grabbing some merch. Shop at thewifiles.com. Support your favorite YouTube channel or this one. Wesley Height. Love the channel. Keep it up. From New Zealand. Thanks, Wesley. Daniel's there. Great show. Smoking one for you now. Keeping it cloudy, Daniel. Matter in Motion. Agent Hecklefish loves the show. I'm being flagged down.
It's time for a giveaway. We're late. 15 minutes late. 20 minutes late.
I guess I'll have to order my Applebee's while you guys run the giveaway.
Okay.
Right?
Yep. But you'll have to hit the button that chooses them.
I'll hit the button. What time we got? We're at 3:60. So we got. All right. So we're timing it. I'm going to try to get to. I've got 88 super chats to do in 45 minutes. Do you think it's more important to get all the super chats done, or more important to get this drawing done? You tell me.
Drawing.
The drawing is more important.
The drawing.
All right.
Well,
So if your super chats are on the bottom, I'm sorry.
Got 68 to go.
All right, hang on. There's that. Refresh. Hang on. Do this one. No. This just really isn't professional. I don't know why anyone watches this. There's the giveaway. This button. Hang on. All right.
So what are you going to do?
What?
What's your word?
Oh, I don't know. What do you think the word should be?
Someone suggested "There she goes."
There she goes.
And Winter
There
Muse
she
said it might
goes.
take her a while to type with her elephantitis fist.
Well,
That's
sorry
awesome.
about that.
That's awesome.
Sorry about your elephantitis fist, but there are some neighborhoods where you'd be very popular. So here's how it works: is there she goes. You type in "there she goes" as one word, no spaces, just like that in the chat with nothing else, and the system will randomly pick. And then if you win, then Victoria will tell you what to do while I order some Applebee's.
Yeah, order. Come to Discord and put in a help desk ticket, or some people can find a DM to message me. That's fine too. And name and email, and we'll get you
You win a $50 gift card to the Wi-Fi store. So you can get your own. You can fist this coffee mug or Illuminati mug. There's a Camp Greenfoot t-shirt that's really cool that we talked about in a couple of episodes ago, which is a lot of fun. So
There's a great camp Greenfoot Wi-Fi's in the Wild picture came through this week.
Oh,
I
good.
didn't see it.
Mhm.
That's fun.
Well, hang on a second. Why? I'm not paying attention. Oh, 383. I thought it wasn't picking up. I thought maybe I put in a dirty word again.
I
No.
did the same thing. I was like, there's only 90, and then it jumped up.
And it jumped.
Yes.
Well, hang on. I'm almost there. Nope, can't do that.
You do
Did
that.
one.
Well, Matter in Motion loves you guys. Asked before and asking again. Please do 9/11. Please, you would do an amazing job. How much do we Wi-Files need to raise? So 9/11 is a tricky one because YouTube they put all kinds of warnings and disinformation notices and things on it. It's tough to do with the algorithm. AJ's possibly going to be starting a standalone podcast, and he may be able to do it on that, but we will see what happens there.
That's going to be an interesting question.
Yeah.
If we can do podcast about it. There she goes. I'm ready to draw. I'm sorry I checked out for a second. You know, if you watch this show, you know what this time is. There's Jan, there's Bakika, there's Bachuka, there's M, Silent, Jose, Canna, Stephen James, the Hillside Gang, David Butler, Dominic T, Narak, Fu Man, and Ziggy SG is the winner. Ziggy
Yay,
SG.
Ziggy.
Come to Discord and put in a help desk ticket.
Awesome.
And there's Ziggy. All right, where am I at? I got
I put your
Applebee's
next
up,
one up.
These we got, and this is science and religion, quantum physics, and the double slit prove we're in a consciousness-driven holographic simulation where energy propagates according to oscillating thought patterns. I think it's the only answer, Daniel. I can't. Nothing else makes sense to me. Yeah, I think you nailed it. It can't be an accident. Patrick 007, can Hecklefish sport some Bono glasses too? Yes, he can. He's a master of disguise. Daniel's back again with a follow-up. Cat is and is not in the box until consciousness looks to see and measure the space within the box. The cat photon is everywhere to look for it. Christ's teachings make much more sense with this. That's true. That's Schrodinger's Christ is something I hadn't thought of, but yeah. But you're 100% right. Until you look for the cat, it's not even there. John the Bassman. Bassman? Is he Bassman? Does he play bass or is he fish?
I'm guessing he plays bass.
You're guessing why? Because he's got drinking a beverage out of a styrofoam cup. Is that why? You wouldn't want the people on the Zoom call to think the guy who makes conspiracy vids with a talking fish is weird. Keep up the good work. I don't know, John. That's hard to avoid. Apache, awesome videos and topics. Live long and prosper to you as well. Appreciation from Mauna Loa, Hawaii. All right. Well, aloha. James Clemens 808. Aloha from Hawaii. See, there's the simulation again. 2 Hawaii comments right in a row. Aloha from Hawaii. Would you do content based on the strange hums heard around the world? Love my obviously aliens, jumbo mugs. Mahalo. Thank you for ordering that merch, by the way. Yeah, the hums is on the list. There are some good hums. So I don't think Taos was ever solved, right? That hum. J.D. McInnes, have you done a show on Fibonacci sequence? I touched on it a little bit in the very first video of the channel, which was about math. So I had a chapter in Fibonacci there. Could be, I don't know if it could be a full episode, but there could be an episode for like mysterious math. We can follow up with something like that and make it fun, I think. I heard something. I heard something. I'm going to assume it's okay because we got to get through this. The famous last words. Justin Peischer 2 times in the same night. I haven't said that in a while. Have you ever thought about releasing specials or extended cuts on Rumble? I have. I just don't have time to do them, Justin, but they're coming. I promise. There's Paul for 1111. Make a wish. You need to tell your YouTube rap that the $500 daily super chat limit is hurting your cash flow. I'd love to pull. I don't know if I have that much pull. Why would they limit that? It must be something with banking, because I know YouTube and Google, no limit for how much money they want. There's Christopher Tate. Christopher Tate loves the show. The subjects are amazing. If you decide to dive further into the out-of-body experience with the military, I would love to journey with you. All right, we'll meet each other in the astral plane. We got to figure out how to do that. I'm going to work on it, Christopher. Start with the tapes. Email me. Let me know how it goes. Andy's here. Wanted to wish my wife, Abby, a happy birthday for next week. She's sitting next to me with no idea I'm sending this. She'd lose it if you read this. You know what? Gino's going to sing happy birthday. Gino will sing happy birthday right now.
I was singing, but my mic wasn't working right. For some reason, I can't get it to work right. And I can do this all night.
I'm sorry, Abby. He can do that all night. Happy birthday. Shift FPS gaming. I'm not religious, but using mantras and speaking in tongues in your mind can help calm the business side of your sideways mullet. That's true. And part of the gateway process in one of the later lessons, FPS, it may be in a newer program, but you start by humming a tone, any tone in your mind, to just start to settle your brain, because your brain will tune to that as well. K-Nick is there. You're amazing as well, K-Nick. I'm glad you're out there. Thank you, Image Well. Buddhist Monetary Merch. Kelly McMahon did Gateway for a while. Floated above my body. Pretty cool. Left brain pro tip. Let go of expectations and follow steps without self-judgment. Do when well rested to stay awake. Those are good tips. I'm so left-brained, Kelly. I'm going to keep trying, though. I'm jealous that you got it to work. Graham Gear, great show tonight as usual. If Edgar Casey isn't on your list, he should be. Are you familiar with him? I think it would make for a great episode. Yeah, I covered Edgar Casey, a whole episode on him. But if you're a fan or a believer, you're not going to like it. Butch Ass, 1120, Bridgewater Triangle in southeastern Mass. Very active place to go grab some stories. Oh, hang on.
Oh, I'd like to see an episode on this too.
Now,
Get off your lazy human ass and do it.
it's just not how live streams should work. Cheryl Morrow, Hemisync for 10 years. All you said is accurate, and LSD no longer works for me. I don't know why, other than DMT. Levels may be higher for me than others. I don't think that's it, Cheryl. DMT is the tryptamine. So that's in your brain. The LSD doesn't affect those receptors. Becky Ward, 499, another great episode. Love to see the TARDIS again. If you could project your mind to anywhere in time, space, where would you go and why? It's hard to answer that with Applebee's on the way. But I'm a fan of anytime I read a story, I always think, I wish I could, like, if I'm reading about ancient Rome, it's like, what was it like? Or the Middle Ages. Alec, what was it like? What was it like to be there when this happened, or that when Jesus walked through the streets, if that happened, what was it like to be there? Anything historical like that, it fascinates me. I wish I could see it. And maybe with the gateway process, we can. Mr. Peckerwood is back. A little extra for the Guppy Mama Fund. Yeah, he needs that, doesn't he?
He does.
Quantum Sledgehammer, good to see you. If you ever do figure out the process, are you wanting to visit another plane of existence, see the future? Maybe send us an email when you get there. I'm interested in the past, Quantum. Not so much the future. I kind of don't want to know. Never believe the government is well said. Not saying the wife is the fish, but I am saying you won't ever catch them in the same room at the same time. Is Hecklefish your secret identity?
No.
There's Christopher Tate is back. AJ, you didn't do much debunk on the subject, and I hope you go deeper into the subject of the out-of-body communication. I'm sorry I'm rushing, Christopher. There's not much to debunk. If you watch this whole live stream, the binaural beats and all of that with the brainwaves, it's all science. There's nothing to debunk. What's up for debate is what happens. Can you reach a state? You can alter your consciousness with brainwaves. That's science too. But is that altered state a different reality? Is it different dimensions? That's what we don't know. But there have been people in the chat here that said that it works for them, which makes me want to keep doing it. And look, what harm can it do besides a little psychosis? Benjamin Denny, this is my first time at a Wi-Fi's live stream. I'm sorry, this is what all it is. If you were hoping for something more, I apologize. I just recently found your channel, but I'm really enjoying the catalog of content. Thank you for your work. You're very welcome, Benjamin. Thank you for binging. There's Zeb Francis. Look how dapper in the look at the photograph. He's got the hand in the pocket. You have and you twist you step leg over leg slightly, and it gives you that S shape in the photo.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then the slight turn. That's, I'm assuming he's a male model right there, right? Or if a bald female model, whichever. I know it's a weird time to be alive. Tried plugin for dub files, fam, with my South Carolina. It wouldn't let me. Fantastic episode, lines up with my themes from Journey of Souls. One of my favorite books. Loved it. P.S. I'm a Christian, quote unquote, and the point Jen made is 100% my opinion. Is that God appears to you in the way that you need to perceive him? 100%. Works with the hologram theory as well. Works with this one as well, because the absolute only is aware of itself, can only projects the hologram as a way to perceive itself, but it doesn't know it's doing it. Sax Train, potential Vatican connection as they made all modern music tuned to A440 hertz instead of 432. The Devil's Interval, another duality of good and evil. That's on the list. The 440 versus 432. That's on the list. And check out the episode on Tesla and the pyramid as a power plant. You'll like that one. Because that's the pyramid's also tuned to 440. Alex R says, are you guys doing the interviews for the volunteer soon? Haven't heard back.
Yes.
We're working on it, Alex. Tavis Whedon, love the show. Hecklefish needs to venture outside the bowl and see the world. He has. He's been outside the world. If you check out his channel, Hecklefish has his own channel, right? He has videos of he's been in space. He's been in space. He went on a magic carpet ride with Jasmine, didn't he?
He did, and he used to be a trucker, and he was a radio DJ.
Oh, that's right. Billy Bub, what binaural beat frequency is used in the gateway process? I don't remember that. But it's in the materials. But I don't remember. I don't want to tell you the wrong number. I don't want to just spit out a number. Hey, use that number that you said, and I've been vomiting for 3 days. Gray Viking, knowledge is power. Thank you for opening all our eyes. You're very welcome, Gray Viking. There's Jenny Peters. Hi, AJ. Hi, Jenny. Jenny's always throwing money at the channel. I appreciate that. There she goes. Sir Randall does stuff. Astrophysics here. I disagree with some things you believe. I do love how you present your topics. I respect your research skills. Love the channel. Keep up the awesome work. When you say be kind, be safe, I always expect you to say be kind. Please rewind. You're giving away your age there, Sir Randall. Thank you for the tip. Jose Serrano, love the channel. Do you know if the Gateway audios are available? They are. You can buy them at the Monroe Institute, or you could probably find them on YouTube, or if you have other means of acquiring media content on the internet, they're there as well. Matt R, here's another $5 for your Kindle. Thanks, Matt. Everybody loves a dog in a hat, right?
Yes, that's so sweet.
PSU, thanks so much for covering this topic. You did a great job explaining these complicated and abstract concepts from the Gateway document. I can explain the Gateway process, but I can't pronounce your username. I don't know if that's my fault or yours. Daniel Garman's back at Sax Train. You You just have me an awesome idea. Listen to songs in 440 in one ear and 432 in the other ear, and your brain will perceive a hidden song in the difference. That's crazy. That's what, 8 hertz? That's true. We can't perceive that. 8 hertz, I think you're in beta waves there. Be careful. Thumbcart are the videos posted about soul frequency, the real tapes. Have you started listening to them? I have started listening to them, but I'm listening to the old ones that the military had, the ones from the 70s. I don't know if maybe the new ones are a little bit more, peppy. There's Possum Holler. Hey, Possum Holler. Jackson Cake. Now this is when you squeeze.
No.
So that way you can.
Not. His last name is Kegel. It's a different thing.
And it's like you have to do it.
Yeah, but that's not it. Okay.
And that way, when you sneeze, you don't accidentally. Belvedere for the bowl. Go Hecklefish. Thanks, Jackson. And I'm joking about your name, of course. So it's we have a sense of humor, but we're having a little fun. Mr. Tim 2031. I was one of the people who recommended this join the tip site. Well, thank you, Mr. Tim. Thanks for covering it. Sorry to give you such a deep topic, but the site does work. It was awesome seeing this. Thanks, Mr. Tim. I don't mind. I prefer the deep topics. Just, the algorithm doesn't. The Truth Is Out There is back. Don't read the book. Look it up on YouTube. It is read for you. Oh, that's a good idea. It covers tonight's topic and way more. I will blow your mind. Listen to the book. I did. Absolutely. All right. Let's see. Rashad he's not on the way here yet. He's heading to Applebee's. So we're good. Whoa, $49.99. The Day's Doorway. This video is so freaking cool, man. I loved it so freaking much. Thank you for doing this. You're very welcome. It's not going to perform well. I know that, but the people that watch it, I think, are really going to enjoy it. But there's going to be plenty of people that watch like the first 2 minutes and like, nope, no, because it's a lot. Keith Concepts. What's up? I'm a graphic designer. I make crazy concepts in Photoshop, like squirrels getting abducted. What episode should I recreate? The crazier, the better. I love this.
This is great.
I love it.
He should recreate.
Applebee's. Pick your favorite, Keith, and send it in. I definitely want to see it. Amazing. Smooth operator is starting to look like Iron Man. I mean, I guess RDJ is handsome enough, but I'm at least 2 inches taller. Timotheus, $10. Best episode ever. Will appreciate anything else along these lines. Thank you, Kip, for the great work. More of these are coming. Existential dread and whatnot. I just, I got to keep doing the aliens for the algorithm. Magician Word. Love the channel. Thanks for entertainment and education. I was hoping for a blatant channel plug. Well, there you go. Magician Word. I am a Magician Word. All one word. Hey, Heckle. Magician Word. All one word. What's going on? His avatar? Is he a magician of fire? Man of flame?
Yes, he's doing a magic trick, and there's flames coming up from behind him.
Is he flaming magician?
Sure.
Synchronicity, trademark. Because of interest in you show creation research and the final episode production, might you consider a teaching Patreon series on some of those aspects, i.e. behind the curtain, making the why like research methodology?
Is anybody getting this?
I think I know what you're saying, synchronicity. I think. Yes. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I would do that on Patreon. The issue right now is just not having time. I'm just out of time. But we're working on that. And then we'll get some more stuff up there for you. Anna's back. But you know about the hologram. And the absolute is smarter. The absolute smarter than all of us, Anne. But I don't know if I know about the hologram. I'd like to think it's there. Vishnu V, what about Ashoka's 9 Unknown Men 2,000-year-old Odyssey? That one's come up a couple of times, but you have to send it in the tips line so I remember. I'm sorry, Rashad's over there. Adiba Zaman. I've met Hag Nightmare. Oh my God, she was a sleep disorder. Scariest night of my life. Was the Hag encounter? Ugh. That's in the Shadow People episode. If you haven't seen that, you guys should look up Focus 27, aka the Park, Akashic Records. Appreciated this episode very much. There's something there for sure. Loves the channel. Yeah, looking into the Akashic Records as an episode.
Okay.
What's his avatar? It's Insectoid? Some type of insectoid
yes,
creature?
it looks like an alien with a t-shirt
Alien?
on, giving you a thumbs up.
Alien t-shirt, thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool, friendly alien. Dr. Dan Fran's back, just dropping all kinds of shekels in the till. For the previously discussed dad jokes tying into deja vu, did I ever tell you about deja vu? No, I thought I did. Badumtis. Anyway, love to all. After this episode, positive energy and sending good vibes has a whole new meaning now. I'll see myself out. Thanks, Dr. Nan Fran. Jan the 2nd. I used the old tapes and I had missing distorted time during every session. One pseudo OBE, but I don't count that. That's scary, man, but that's supposed to be why you're doing it, right? For part of it. Well, you actually don't want missing time. You kind of want to know what's going on. I'm encouraged that you got that to work, though. As scary as that must have been. Ron F., was there any information about how it works for other mammals? Did they go back to the one source? There was nothing in the paper about that. But I did read some stuff that that brainwave adjustment with sound does work on primates. I don't know about other mammals, but it's been tested on the monkeys. I shocked the monkey.
Shock the monkey.
I knew she'd do that. Hans Gunderboom. Great content. Very much enjoyed the binge. Thank you, Hans. Ezer, ever thought about doing a video on DMT? Might be a bit taboo subject still, though. Dovetails a lot with the subject. It does, and it's an interesting subject, even if you don't talk about the drug part of it, if you just keep it scientific. But the algorithm will flag that as encouraging illegal drug use, which I do from time to time. There's Paul for 2221. We can send information into the past, but the timeline instantly resets. Except for fragments, deja vu, Mandela effect. You've sent information to your past self, but that future self no longer exists.
What is this human even talking about?
It's Paul goes deep, man. There's Jean Mayu, Mooks. How do you say her name?
Mayu.
I found a bunch of cassettes in a dumpster in 1987. I was auditioning for a movie at a recording studio. It turned out they were hemisync tapes. I have OBEs during lucid dreaming. Wow, Gene, it's all meant to be. That's the absolute pulling you into its energy field. Sarthak Shindi. The things you spoke of today are the exact core teachings of Hinduism. The universe is my illusion. Everything comes out of a Brahman and returns back to a Brahman. Everyone is God, just not realized. If you read the paper, he says the exact same thing. Exact same thing is in the paper. 5-Minute Modular, The Black Hole War by physicist Leonard Susskind is an excellent book for any layperson who wants to better understand the holographic principle. I'm going to remember that when we do the episode. I'm going to remember that one. War Cow, what are your thoughts on the word instinct? Examples, tastes. Some note combos sound better than others, and for some reason, baby animals are cute.
Yes, that's
Wait, hang on. What is he saying?
all.
What does he
All
mean?
babies have the same features. The big eyes, like their eyes are really big, and that's just become that way through evolution because babies could be really frustrating sometimes. So babies are made to look really cute of all species. So you take
So you
care
don't
of
shake them?
Yeah.
So you don't shake them when they're crying?
and just leave them outside. Yes, babies are meant to,
Shake it and leave it out in the yard.
right. You don't want to do that.
Babies hate that. L. Hairstead, I had a similar experience as a child by completely relaxing. Yep. The room started spinning and I lifting up off the bed. Yeah, thought you were relaxing, but you were meditating. You brought your brain into you brought your brainwaves into sync. That's cool. Mr. Smith, you should watch Trey Smith, God in a Nutshell, all on YouTube video. All videos are very good. I'll take a look at for those. Bill Horvat, love watching you since stumbled onto you a couple of months back. Keep up the great work. Heard of the Beast of Bray Road in Wisconsin? I have. Something werewolf spooky. Yeah, check out the video on the Dog Man of Michigan. I covered the Beast of Bray Road in that episode. Nariel, don't know how many dollars this will be. I'm from Chile, so probably not much. Just want to thank you for all the amazing content you share with us. You're very welcome, Nariel. Don't worry about how many dollars it is. I appreciate the support. I'm glad you're out there. Samurai Joe 88, love the channel. Hecklefish is great. Always had an affinity toward the energetic-based trans-consciousness experiments. I have friends that have wild positive rates of animal communication and wow. I don't know if I want to communicate with animals. What do they say? Like, what do my cats say?
Feed
it's just
me.
food. It's just food, right?
Feed
just
me.
food.
Clean
and
my litter box.
That's right. Mike D's back. Another great episode. Would you file this one under paranormal or science? I guess it's kind of both, right? Any blowback on last week's episode? Were we expecting blowback? What was last week's episode? Hang on. They're signaling.
The reverse.
Oh, why would there be blowback?
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
Victoria didn't hear that, Mike D. Dave, man, sometime this year, I'll email you a sound file I created that can trigger astral projection. Be patient with it. Most sounds online are not right. I will listen to that, Dave, man. Why am I have to wait later in the year? Why would I have to wait later in the year for the file?
I don't know. Maybe he's busy using it right now.
Rashad is on the way. Or the experience, well, thanks to the Monroe Institute, we now have Tom Campbell and his teachings about the TOE, and what we should be doing here is like a modern-day Buddha. He's very interesting, and he has videos on the site right now, which were great. He seems great. I'm going to look more into him. JDK, this process is real, but it only touches the surface of these other realities. I've practiced these techniques along with deeper frequency meditations and Kundalini. Be careful. You can open your astral body to danger. Of course you can. Absolutely true. Jim Eaton, Hecklefish would be a great Gong Show contestant. Do a show on was Chuck Barris a CIA assassin? I know what you're saying. Yeah, that's actually on the list. Tell your friends. Love the show. How do we know you're not working with the feds as a disinformation catalyst like Richard Doty, right? Would you even know? Or could you be compromised? How would you know? Bachika, Bakuka, Bekeki, Becky Kwa. You jam-packed this one. I'm probably, Becky Kwa. I'm probably going to wind up watching it over and over, Becky Kwa, like the Tesla Pyramid episode. Sideways mullet needs to be on a mug. Becky Kwa. It's Becky Kwa.
It's Becky Kwa.
It's Becky Kwa. Always pithy. Victoria. Christopher Tate is back. AJ would like to see an episode on the Denver International Airport. It's connected to the Masons and underground strange facilities. I know all about it. It's high on the list, like toward the top. I'm just looking at Rashad. I'm sorry. So it's coming, Christopher. Promise. It's a great story. Know a lot about that one. LMA. Hi, guys. Did you place a link to the sound waves? Because I'd love to try them at home. I did not, because you're supposed to pay for them. And I didn't want to hijack their stuff or hear from a lawyer. But you can find them on the internet if you are so inclined. But if you enjoy it, always recommend buying it from the creator. Aspen. Tell Hecklefish thank you, please.
That's Zanithos' daughter, Minnie Zany. And Hecklefish sent her a T-shirt and some stickers and a gift certificate.
Oh, that was nice.
For her sweet 16.
Did he send her any messages at least?
He did.
I didn't mean to cut her off. She's usually pithy. She's not normally
She's
so
pithy.
loquacious. Opie Johansson. Jonathan Rutz is a genius, which only shows at the Y-Files. And my boy Hecklefish is also awesome. Well, thanks, Opie. Oh, there's Rashad. We got 12 left. It's going to be close. Alicia Ellis is there. You look freaking amazing in the downy shades. Thanks. I can't see without them. Oh, God, that's so harsh. Thank you for so many hours of incredible internment. It's kind of morbid, isn't it?
Well, you work a lot.
Did she mean entertainment or
I
did
think
she mean
meant
intern?
entertainment. I think she meant entertainment.
Very macabre. Very
Macabre.
macabre. Take care of yourself, man. Don't burn out, but don't burn out your beautiful wife, and the rest of us need you.
Don't burn out, comma.
Yep.
We'll read.
You read them?
Applebee's.
Just got to get Rashad. Samurai Joe 88 for $20. Thank you, Samurai. What about the astral projection episode from the episode about the moon being hollow? Can we get the location of the base he saw? Oh, I remember that. I'd have to go back and watch it. That was an interesting one. He did claim he saw a base I think he said he saw it on the dark side of the moon. And that's one of the reasons why we didn't go back.
Yep.
Bliss for $49.99. Thank you, Bliss. I love the toucan in your avatar. That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Melanie W for $50. Wow. Thank you, guys. I was actually saying thank you, guys, but thank you, guys. I think it's amazing that young people watch your show. I can't imagine being exposed to this at 9 years old. Awesome. Yeah, it's really amazing to us, all of our young fans that we have. It's cool. It's very cool. Thank you. Mikhail R for $20. Love your show. Used to listen to Coast for years. Your production is amazing, and I look forward to your show weekly. Thank you for making such a great show. Mick from Houston. Well, thank you, Mick. That is very much appreciated. Thanks for watching from Houston. Ray J, woo!
Whoa.
$100. I can't launch Hecklefish singing, but he's singing for you somewhere. Set up around what the world? Set up around before last call. Thank you so much, Ray J. That's awesome. There he is in the background. You want to read these last three?
I think Rashad might be lost.
Uh-oh.
Well, let's see if we can bang one out. Did we get K Jack Man yet?
No, go for it.
First time live, yet big fan since recently found your channel and intend to start one soon with 2 angels. Her question, what happens after one dies? Tell us, Papa. What happens? Nothing. Just darkness. Infinite
Stop.
darkness.
That's pleasant. Oh, wow. Ray J again. Woo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Easier to start donations low and finalize with your last chat. I like the whiskey chicken from Applebee's. I was like, you like the whiskey chicken from where?
Random. Now it's not.
Random?
Applebee's.
I thought it was like some cartoon character or comic book character.
Or a good bar.
Or a good bar. Right. The whiskey chicken.
Ray J, I've seen his video.
Of course, right? Of course. Matt Cortez, what happened to the All of Them playlist? I was making good progress. You know, that's really interesting. I got to look into that because I had posted the Nostradamus video yesterday in the community because I really like that episode. It's a lot of fun. And I couldn't find it when I looked on the channel. I had to search for it within the channel, and then I was able to find it.
Yeah, we heard this on Discord as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the All of Them playlist, AJ, people are saying it's missing.
What's missing?
The All of Them playlist.
I can't find it because I went to look for all of them. I thought he meant all the playlist, and so I checked for the playlist.
Yeah,
Well, that's
and
strange.
when I went to post for Nostradamus yesterday, I had to search for it. It didn't just show up.
Becky Qua. Becky Qua. Matt Cortez, what happened to the Alden playlist? I don't know. I'll definitely look after the live stream, unless I mean we can do it now.
Why not?
Why not?
No, we can't do it now.
We're so close.
Did he find you?
Yes, we're all set.
Good.
Applebee's is in the lobby. It's Becky Qua, is how it's pronounced. Becky Qua. What? Anyway, thanks for tuning in tonight. That's Jennifer. Thanks for hanging out with us, Jen. There goes Gino. And Gino. Oh, no, that's okay. That's Victoria. Always pithy. I appreciate you guys hanging out and supporting the channel and hanging out for our telethon. Very nice of you. Keeps us going. Keeps us going. All right. Well, we'll see you next week. Tips line, merch, Patreon. Be safe, be kind, and we'll see you next week. And Hecklefish, we'll see you out.
You guys sounded great tonight. And take care of those waitresses, will you? All right. Everybody get home safe. This is Hecklefish. And you know what? I did it my